All right. Hopefully, chat, nothing breaks. I did a clean Windows install right before streaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lower you like back to 100. You got that.
Me? I'm
got
louder
the
now?
superpowers. You got the superpowers now. Yeah.
What happened? I didn't change anything. All the settings should be the exact same. Let me turn myself down. Am I fine for chat, or am I the booming voice of God? I gotta know, because sometimes chat says I'm fine, and then I'm the booming voice of God.
Yeah, you sound like Black Bolt right now.
I'm
you say
okay.
one word, we all die.
Well, apologies.
My guy out here getting hitting that word of power.
Sorry, boo.
Yeah, we have a pretty sizable bracket today. Let me stop the music, actually. Stop the music, get the game sound going, and chat, you guys can let me know if the game is too loud. Oh, no. My hack for the sound while being tabbed out got lost, and I don't know how because the game's... Whatever. We move. Let me... Actually, I'm going to fix it now because I can...
What's the colloquialism there? We ball.
We ball. But we're not gonna ball. I'm gonna fix it right now.
Bro, I'm always balling. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, you got to hear Gravy Jones's version. Imp. He's like, "Fuck it, we ball. Let's drink some alcohol."
Oh, yeah. I mean that works. Sorry. Give me a second. I didn't think to test for this in particular. I thought that it would be backed up, and that was my mistake. But in the meantime, we do have a match Reno. If you guys want to give the spiel while I fix the audio.
Yeah, no worries. I got you. So for those of you here, we have the Matcherino link in the chat. We currently have 44 out of 50 claim codes. That is a free button click that puts money in the pot. Granblue is routinely hits top 4 payout. It's one of the most consistent ones. We really like to see our players get paid. Alongside that, there are other donations, such as liking and subscribing to different channels. I believe this week's is Breakout and
Activate, I believe.
Activate. Yeah, I'm certainly not pulling this up as we talk, but like always, we do appreciate your generosity. It helps our players get paid. It helps everyone get taken care of. It's free money for the pot that's provided to us, and we really appreciate it.
Also, a super easy side quest that you guys can do if you're new here to the GBVS Open of WASD Gaming. All you gotta do is join the Discord. If you're interested in next week's tourney or any of the other games that we have here, like Blaze Blue or Melty Blood, Type Lumina, or Under Night in Birth. Joining the Discord puts in 15 cents for free, and you get to be ready for, like I said, any of the future tournaments. You can add games, get to talk to Imp. It's a good time.
Hey, hang on, there's a Patreon tier for that.
True. Also remember to donate.
You can talk to me, but if you want a timely response,
no, don't give him like an out on this, man. Like, this is solely pay to win. You gotta put that cash down.
Let me know how the sound is, chat. If you can hear the game, if you can't hear it, if I gotta turn it way up. Or
also let us know how we sound as commentators, so that I will fix my amp.
All right, that was fun.
Whew.
I just lowered my gain just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that some of the stream issues I had might actually be PC related and not internet related. Technically, I have the bandwidth to have been streaming without having any issues, but I don't know. I figured I would try just a complete reinstall of Windows, and couldn't find a flash drive last night, so I bought one this morning and did it this morning.
Optimum simply got sick of the optimal jokes, and they're like, all right, you win. Stop with the optimal.
I was gonna say, did you
what?
Did you try doing the Or never mind. This is my IT brain talking because it's like, oh, did you try just doing the built-in Windows restore tool from
I did.
that downloads it from? Oh, it did.
Yeah, I tried. I've never had any luck with that going well, so I just did like a clean install, which actually wasn't too bad because I just put OBS in portable mode, and then my overlays were all there.
Hell yeah. That's like the big reason. That's the big reason linking your OBS to like an account is so good because it just. It pulls all that stuff up there.
Yo, I think we got a donation already.
Yeah, we got a couple actually.
Oh, let's
hop on GBVS with $5, SoulRobba with $5, and Dro putting in $8 saying courtesy of the USF4 WASD champion undisputed. All right, Dro.
It's true.
Who did you play? I got to judge.
You take a guess.
I didn't see, so I don't know.
Starts with an M.
With an M?
Yeah.
M Bison?
Nope.
Okay.
I was about to say M Fuerte. Be wrong.
I like how Seth and I had like literally the hive mind.
Makoto.
Oh, dude.
I mean, that's messed up, but I mean, you do have to work.
Dude, this is why I was so sad I couldn't make. I was so sad I couldn't make it Friday because, like, bro, my Makoto goes schnasty.
Dude, I was gonna come in with
that stuff in those that delay was wild to me.
I was gonna come in with the Capri. No one was gonna see the teleport mix. Drop all my links.
Yo, we got links. See, that's why I want to play Geef. I don't have to have links. I just have to mash. I just have to mash stand hard punch and churn butter.
Don't forget your green hand.
Don't worry, I never forgot green hand.
Oh my god.
Oh, starting off with the Vira mirror.
The Vira mirror.
So we've seen Dro come in a couple of times. I've seen him switch between like Katalina and Vira, and this is Somnium's first time I've seen on Vira. I'm pretty sure that the last time I saw her was Cagliostro.
This color from her does seem familiar. I know that she's done the beginner tournaments in the past. But only judging from like how well she's been doing in Drive, I do want to see how she fares here in the Open.
I see. My apologies, chat. I'm getting all these Zoomers mixed up.
It's alright.
It's just Cags and Viras and all these like funny guy picks. Funny guy. Somnium immediately letting that
my turn.
DP rip.
My turn for the funny transformation.
Dro, closing that out, we saw a really strong start from Somnium like early on in that set, but as things went on, it just looked like Dro had a bit more control and was able to get it. But goes for the EX Scarlet O's and the EX DP. This puts Somnium in bad position to start off.
Go for the meaty summon.
Jumps out of the grab. Dro really good in the air-to-air. Gets the confirm, has the corner, doesn't get the conversion off.
Yeah, he was real greedy right there, but no, we're gonna keep Somnium here in the corner, forcing the overdrive. Give me an out.
Yeah, and not only that, this also gives Somnium multiple options if they're able to. Never mind, I was about to say multiple options if she's able to land the command throw, but Dro manages to clutch it out very quickly, taking a very fast route.
Somnium, treat this like it's Strive. Just challenge when you can. There we go. Yeah, the challenges.
Good call out on the 214M. Somnium catch it. Really good awareness so far here. We've seen her poke out of the command throw and the 214M. Both
there we go.
Kind of hard to react to if you're not ready for it.
Don't show any respect. Too heavy? No, just trying to look for the jump out. Always have to keep in mind, like, people's roots, they might be used to how the rules of their prior game are.
Interesting, I do like the call out on the DP throw. We've seen Somnium use it a lot to bully, but haven't seen her proper call out. And now Dro dodges it twice in a row, hits the proper punish, and now going on to set point.
Battle 2, engage.
Early round start, goes for the 2U and a block Scarlet. Dro manages to get the knockdown and then goes for the command throw. Now Somnium has to play around Vira's install herself.
Has to also find their own transformation. She's been lucky finding it herself, but Dro ready for it actually.
Little bit predictable with command throw setups. Unfortunately manages to bust out, but Dro not giving any moment for Somnium to breathe with the rush, but busts out with the OD, has the corner, has to be a little bit careful. Only 2 more hits before losing OD, but also not a whole lot of health to play with on the line, so Somnium has to make the next couple of hits count.
I was gonna say, they don't have to worry about shit, but now the Dro finding the way out, going for the crossover low, and they will be advancing 2-0. I do believe that their reward for that is actually going to be, hey, you get to fight MBK, let's go!
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a 40-person bracket tonight. You know, after round 1, like, it gets real dark. But one of the big things that you see kind of in this set that I think Dro was really able to capitalize on is Somnium was very quick to kind of make a couple of really hard reads and just call-outs, and I think we saw some more aggressive stuff early on with, like, the EX Scarlet Oath into EXDP. But as the set went on, we saw Dro slowly make like really good adjustments and start to kind of control the pace a little bit more. And then as that started to close out, managed to reshift that aggression and work things together to where Dro was starting to hit Somnium with some of the same tricks, such as like raw strings into command throw and raw MDP on block.
Uber versus Bloopy, let's go.
I mean, I'm gonna go for Bloopy here. New Jersey. I gotta go stateside.
I think they're both Jersey.
They're both Jersey, I thought.
Nah, as far as I know, Uber is in New York.
Oh,
That's
just like upstate.
Yeah.
It's a tri-state area. It doesn't matter. Ain't none of that real.
It's all New York.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah.
If you're not from the tri-state area, it's all New York.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, Uber, you were born in Jersey. Okay, I respect it.
All the tri-state area is New York in the same way that all of Illinois is Chicago. It's just kind of the rule of it. That's the rule of thumb.
Dude, I told somebody, I was like, oh, I was telling them about Combo Breaker. And I'm like, I went to Chicago for a tournament. They're like, where was it? I told them, like, that's not Chicago.
It's really funny because when I first moved up here, my parents were like freaked out because obviously like I'm from like a podunk town in the south.
Yeah.
Well, say podunk, like Knoxville is not. It's not like one of the biggest cities in there, but like I got calls from my parents every week, like to talk to me about like, hey, are you okay? Did you get shot? We saw there's like violence, and I'm like, I live 3 cities over. What are you talking about? But so this is actually a really interesting matchup. I've played it a lot from the Ladiva side. One of the big things that I think is really important for Ladiva in this is to especially like kind of get the hit early and get the knockdown, because once Zooey starts building resources such as Rush, such as Dragon Meter, she has the ability to lock Ladiva down using Dragon setups and just hit everything over there. And so at this point, like, you have to... It's kind of a really intense game of push and pull. You can use your resources, but for every single bit of resources that Zooey has, Ladiva, she can counter them right back. But Uber, getting that hit very early on, gets the confirm into the Lariat, goes for the meaty setup, has the corner.
I like the idea of looking for the anti-air, but nice jump in, actually. Keeps the plus frames first scoop of the game.
Bloopy not using any resources to kind of bust out. Holding down back, waiting to get out. Unfortunately, gets hit by the raw 2L into the 5U, and Uber taking quick game 1.
Yeah, I forget if it was last week's Granblue Open or if it was Treehouse, but I do remember making suggestions for Uber, like if you don't have Lariat, especially because of the fact that Lariat can be ducked, try to utilize Rush whenever you can, so that way you get the same style that you would with Lariat, but you at least cover all your options in E+.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that I think the changes they made to how Ladiva's auto combo works really kind of enhances her gameplay. Before you really kind of had to save meter just as like it was your confirm option. So like when it was basically her way in. Whereas now, you know, she can kind of bulldog her way in and use Rush a little bit more liberally with it now.
Nah. I'm gonna use all the cash.
Absolutely.
I got the paycheck this week. I don't care how much is in it. I'm gonna use all of it. I don't gotta worry about rent.
And that's the thing you have to be really careful about when Ladiva has 100 meter, especially once you get, like, minus frames become dangerous. Like, you can be minus but safe, and then you're eating, like, you're having to guess on an SPD, you're having to guess on a super.
Yeah.
It's not, like, it's something that you really have to pick your battles on, and unfortunately, Umbi did not pick it right. But despite the speed with that first game win, Umbi still has a chance to kind of come back up, and, you know, this is a matchup that is in her favor, so a couple of small adjustments can go a long way. I like the idea of the instant jump back lightning, but unfortunately doesn't hit. Ladiva blocks in the air, and now Umbi is not in the position she wants. Has to block in the corner. Doesn't get to confirm after the auto
evasion out. I like the
super jump gets hit. Unfortunately, recovers in time. Recovers in time despite the counter hit that comes from being hit out of OD, and Uber taking it up to set point.
All right, Uber, do the scary move. Roll right on him. Yes! Oh my God, Jersey mindset.
Uber taking an early bit of the read, but now has to be really careful. Bloopy has the corner, and this is the point where Zoe's buttons really shine. She has the ability to kind of poke and buffer with 2M, and if she gets the knockdown, it immediately puts Ladiva into Dragon Set mode. But Uber busts out, still stuck in it, and now starting to see a little bit of cracks from Uber.
Yeah, we're starting to see the Uber sweep, and not the kind that we want to see.
Yeah, Bloopy has the corner, goes for the meaty dragon charge. Doesn't call anything out of it.
1 round left.
And this is what I was talking about earlier, why you have to really kind of play in a way that doesn't let Zoe build meter and keep yourself out of the corner, because the moment she gets the knockdown or the moment she puts you there, you're guessing dragon setups, and in the corner it's dangerous, especially since Zoe has a couple of fuzzy options that she can do to, specifically on Ladiva.
Oh, opts for the reset? I like the idea. Just get that extra damage, keep the life lead. And now Uber
goes for the
super.
Goes for the risky lariat. Bloopy gets the knockdown. Goes for the pressure. Tech throw. Still having the momentum here. Bloopy putting down as much pressure and trying to stop Uber's momentum, which I think is the correct option. Those first couple of games that they had really went in Uber's favor because he got the hit and got started quickly.
Uber trying to jump out of the pressure? Wait, did we get the dodge? No.
Yeah, that was a bit of a checkmate situation. Uber got hit and put into chip territory. And Bloopy with OD out and everything in block, just unfortunately Uber couldn't get out or didn't have an option to bust out. Bloopy taking the second game.
Yeah, before all that, that's why I would have thought, like, okay, now is the perfect opportunity to rush. You don't have EX Lariat yet. You can use that to, like, stop whatever Bloopy wants to go for and just have the striking goal. We do have these anti-air confirms. I like the sweep.
It's the knockdown. Bloopy starting to get the setups and actually get everything, getting her set play going. Seen some really good offensive options and being able just to kind of check some of Uber's momentum. One thing that I think would actually really help in this set, or something that, especially with how much Zoe can build to meter and some of the options that Bloopy's getting just by maintaining the life lead, using some of her meter. There we go, right as I said it. Goes to the back shift, doesn't even want to deal with the pressure. Has to be careful here though. Uber has enough meter to make it out, but gets the bust out.
Oh my God, the classic jump in, turn the butter. I think you're dead because it is SSBA.
Yeah, it was SSBA, and even if he did it, he's an input version, he's in OD, so he'll get the full 5K. Uber, go back on set point. Bloopy had really good options there and actually had, like, I think the game plan's starting to come together and it's starting to work in a way that favors her. But unfortunately, made a couple of mistakes against Ladiva in the corner, and with that much meter and with those options, unfortunately just gets back. But speaking of guessing wrong, gets the setup, goes for the knockdown, dragon meter on deck. Now, good decision making here. Bloopy managing to get the knockback, gets the dragon meter, and now has Uber in the corner. Gets the 2U. Yeah, gets the 2U confirm into Gamma Ray. Excellent decision making from Bloopy. This is the adjustment I really wanted to see on her.
Battle 3, engage.
I just want to see a little bit more rushes coming from Uber, so that way they can cover, maybe do something just a little bit different to throw Bloopy off of their plan. Not like that, with the overhead reset.
We say that. Has to be careful. Unfortunately, gets hit. 236M from Ladiva has a lot of kind of startup, but it's really good for catching some of the defensive options, and also just for setting a lot of damage.
Well, that actually makes it.
Good awareness from Uber. Manages to call out the trap set and immediately closes it out.
Opted for the easy input as well, just so that way they can get the quick punish, and either way, they had the kill. Yeah, Bloopy was under like 10%.
And we saw it early on with kind of how those first couple of games went. Uber really got a chance to run his game plan, and Bloopy just made a couple of bad decisions that put her in a corner, got put into a really bad guessing situation, and just folded. But as we saw that set progress, Bloopy made progressively better and better decisions. We saw kind of using Zooey's buttons to control pace, not getting hit by the raw the raw 5 and 2Us from like far M or from like a weird block string. And unfortunately, I just think that things went a little bit south, and Bloopy wasn't able to close it out. But really good showing so far. Excellent play from Bloopy.
I think Bloopy's gonna make a bit of a run. I could see that. They're playing Somnium, then if they win Leon Ultra, I could see.
I would love to
top
see Bloopy
eight's
sweep
a
tonight.
far ways off, but
Yeah.
I do think that Bloopy's can go pretty deep on loser's side.
You gotta think it.
We'll
You gotta
know around like top 6. More so loses round 5. I think we'll be able to figure out how things are going. Maybe loses round 4.
But next we have Odd Toaster versus Bonbei. So Odd Toaster,
Let's go.
won the beginner bracket, and then the next two opens got top 8.
Look, I'm here for Bonbei. I'm here for NA's best Exert Axel. You cannot stop her. You think that you're gonna limit her down? You think you're gonna put her to the ground? No, she's gonna DP in your face.
Okay, so this is the other. So I have to show my bias. Over the weekend, we had the PNW versus Midwest exhibition. Unfortunately, Midwest lost, but I got to play a pretty prolonged set with Toaster, and like, my dude is cracked.
No, hold on. I kind of liking this from Bonbei. We're picking the boys. I honestly would not expect this from her.
We them boys.
I miss Benten. Bonbei, you know where home is. I'm just gonna say that.
You mentioned Axel, and I was really expecting the fairy pick, but honestly, Lowain's way funnier. What's not funny is the connection issue, but we'll get this resolved. Just bear with us.
It's like a crash. I feel like generally when they completely leave the room, it ends up being a crash.
Yeah. But while we wait for everyone to get taken care of, you know what you guys should check out? The Matcherino, which I just posted in the chat. Oh, Imp did too. But
I got it hotkeyed.
Bro,
that's why I'm so fast. Yeah.
You can't type.
But anyway, I'm sure you've heard this spiel, but I'm going to say it again. We currently have 28 of 50 codes left. If you log in, that is just a quick button press, and that adds 50 cents to the pot. On top of that, we also have a couple of sponsor and side quests that you can do to put some money into the pot. We have the like and subscribe options for breakout games. We have the ability to join the Discord for a cent. We also have some of the subscriber options that are on the second page. All of these go to supporting our players. And like we said earlier, Granblue is consistently really good at getting our top 4 players paid. And we'd really like to keep that streak going.
Very good. Thank you, Lennox, for the $40. I was about to say, too, like, if you want to be first place in anything because you couldn't get it in the tournament or you couldn't make it to the tournament, you always get first by being the top contributor, and Lennox proven that he's going to be the top dog so far. Oh my, geez, thank you. We're at $81.
Oh, did we get another donation?
Did we? Oh, Jocelyn?
Yeah, Jocelyn, thank you for the 15.
Check this out.
Yo, let's
go.
You guys want to see a magic trick?
Seth being spooky right now. I don't like it.
You guys want to see?
Well, you can't lose. You don't want to lose to Melty.
Dude, I'm not.
True.
I have never lost to Melty in my life. But yeah, check this out, dog.
26 cents.
What number is he putting in?
Oh, and I'm gonna put the $1 to donate to Trans Lifeline.
The magical 69. Is he doing it?
Dude, this PayPal stuff's starting to get
Damn, Lennox, I don't know. I don't know, Lennox. It's like poker.
So, for those of you who don't see now, we're at 126.56 for $23.44. All of our people get paid out. Now, we have 15 codes remaining, so that'll put $7.50. And you can use that alongside that.
You can beat him, Lennox. The power is yours. You just gotta believe.
You just gotta put in an extra 5, right? Like, not even a 6. Then you raise him. Then it's like, all right, what's next, buddy? You gonna call it?
What's next is Odd Toaster versus Bonbei. We have everything taken care of. We are here to get you guys taken care of.
Just need to kick my router next time we play. All right. Anyway, I want to see the Lowain from Bonbei. The Exert bias. Let's get it.
All right. Ooh, I like this Lowain color. It's kind of it's a little nasty with it.
And I like with the weapons too. Very nice.
Ooh, that pink accent is like crispy. But Odd Toaster, not one to be outdone. Rocking the neon blue Vaseraga with the matching weapon.
I mean, I like the blue, but Vaseraga looking like he was standing in the sun for too long without sunscreen. I'm just saying.
Nah, man, he ain't. I got that sunscreen complexion. Like, that's not it.
Oh my god, we're stuck in the corner. Bonbei, please.
Oh, goes. I really like that. So. Boss has not only a plus on block, far L, but when it hits, he can traditionally on counter hit confirm into itself into stomp, or just a general stomp, or just confirm into stomp from general. But uses that to set up the command throw and get the corner. Unfortunately, gets put into the corner. This is a bad place to be in, especially because Lowain has a couple of options in terms of setups that are really dangerous. If you don't know how to like spot dodge or act correctly.
Oh, I like the idea to deny the walk. Yeah, just completely deny it, reset neutral, get as much chip. Actually, you can't get chip, because Toaster's got OD, but we can try to kill the OD at least.
But manages to survive the onslaught, had OD, didn't have to worry about chip, but unfortunately gets hit by the run-up low after the missiles. Bonbei taking the first round.
Nice confirm, gets a knockdown here. What's next? Goes for the safe jump.
Laying on the pressure, gets the throw. Bonbei has the really good spot dodge on the tackle, and now has corner control, putting Odd Toaster directly where he wants. But Odd Toaster matches out with the far L, gets the hit.
Bonbei looking for the counter.
Yep, this is a really good position for Odd Toaster to be in. Cash it out right now. Do not give Bonbei a chance to bring it. Right. I'm sorry, Mom ain't on speed dial tonight. Getting called out for it. I really like this pressure from Odd Toaster. One of the things that I think has really defined this set is just like Odd Toaster has been really good at kind of asserting a very strong presence in the mid screen and using Stomp to really kind of force Bonbei right back in the corner and just control the space. But gets the hit. It's a bad situation for Bonbei to be in. Gets the air hit, doesn't get the cross up. Bonbei goes for the parry. A little bit too late to blow up OD, but gets put in a bad situation. Yeah, against Chip is not something you want to be in against Boss because a lot of his options poke really well, hit hard, and in OD, he gets a lot of Chip from far away.
All right, no escape. Bonbei not ready for the lows. Hey.
Oh, it's going to hurt too. Gets the Soul Forge.
All right, finally finds the counter in.
One thing I'm really curious about, and I think that I've seen a lot of boss players use meaty 5U after Soul Forge is kind of like, it's just like a hard call out. I'm really curious if that would have technically carried because of the armor. But doesn't matter. Odd Toaster has momentum. Bonbei trying to get some space, wanting to set up a little bit of damage before calling Yggdrasil, but it doesn't matter. Toaster calling out the setup, going up to set point.
Bonbei can make the quick adjustments here. Does find their jump in. Hey.
Gets the hit. 2L or 2M knockdown, has the corner now.
I have liked how Toaster is always challenging whatever Bonbei is doing, just to see like, all right, do you actually know what you're doing with Lowain?
Really good check with the Soulforge 22H, using the armor to block all three of the boys, put Bonbei in the corner. But us out, using the shoulder tackle to kind of get some distance, but has to be really careful right now. There's a decent amount of Bonbei has a decent amount of meter on the deck, and can't call out. Toaster doesn't have OD back out of it. But missiles hit out of OD, or sorry, hit out of the tackle. Now Toaster has to be really careful. Doesn't have the meter for OD, so chip is a really dangerous proposition here.
Oh no! I guess we're chipping the servers tonight. Hold on. There we. Oh
nope. No! Looks like it was just our side. Toaster unfortunately walks in, be it by delay or be it by anything else, walks into the blue orb. Unfortunately.
Wait, hold on. Okay,
we're good.
All right.
Looking like we were having a little bit of technical issues. Toaster back in it. Have to be careful there. We're seeing, I really like the adaptations we're seeing from Bonbei. Starting to use bar M into 214M, or sorry, 214L to cover space and actually control the screen a little bit.
Oh, nice side switch.
Yeah, gets the side switch cross up. I'm really worried that that little bit of a hiccup may have shot Toaster's momentum because he was so aggressive early on and managing to like really cover his bases in a way that's just phenomenal. But has a huge hill to climb up right now. Really good OD pop. I think that was the correct decision right there. Yeah. Now, even if Toaster gets in and starts like HPA or Industrial, Toaster has the ability just to kind of confidently block and not worry about chip, which is one of the hard things you have to deal with.
True, and if anything confirms like this, look at the amount of damage Bonbei lost. Doesn't matter if everything's going to get reset here. As he said, Toaster's going to have the opportunity to just block all this and be ready, but not ready for the lava.
Oh, gets hit with the low. Unfortunate. Looks like Toaster wasn't ready for that. The lava from Yggdrasil is a low. Lowain does have a couple of unblockable setups that you can put up and deal with, but unfortunately, Toaster getting hit with it, and Bonbei tying this up.
Oh, the challenge? I like that. Great response to the parry, but Bonbei still finding their way in and keeping the pressure going. I honestly thought that Lowain was gonna. There we go. Yeah, low profile right under.
Gets the Soulforge up.
Right into the 2U 214.
The corner control is not where Toaster wants to be, especially with the lack of resources.
Both of them only really have enough for either tactical maneuvers or rush.
Has to be careful.
Oh no!
Goes for the cheeky universal overhead to catch Lowain coming down, and unfortunately it just doesn't.
Take it confirmed. Let's see if we can get the pressure going. Skoo whoop! Go for another one. Sorry, Toaster. Just go for another one. Keeps Bonbei honest.
I really like this routing. I like this routing from Toaster. Manages to confirm, keeps the corner carry. Doesn't have to spend too many. Doesn't have to spend too many options there, but gets the corner, ties this back up. We are last game, last round.
All right, but we are ready for the parry.
Really good call out on the parry there. One of the things that you can do, it also works against overdrive, but if you do light and then 4L plus G at the same time, it will spot dodge the follow-up hit from Lowain parry, and also it will spot dodge the pop on OD. So it's a really good way to OS. A couple options. Baits the OD, unfortunately doesn't get the punish. That was just unfortunate. Toaster had the right idea. Gets hit by the meaty setup, unfortunately. Toaster in a really bad position right now.
Yeah, Bonbei could honestly activate Yggdrasil if they want to. It's just a matter of, okay, going for HPA. They could go for the anti. No, they a little too far away.
Oh, unfortunately, gets hit with the low. This is it.
Bonbei gonna survive and advance 2-1.
Real slobber knocker of a set. Unfortunately, I just think that when Toaster had that bit of a hiccup and when things kind of went south, I think that really killed a lot of the momentum he'd built up, and it just was hard to get back, especially against a character like Lowain, where a couple of bad decisions can spiral really quickly, especially with Yggdrasil and some of the corner setups that he has.
also to respond to someone's question before, Bonbei has a lot of time in Guilty Gear, but that honestly has nothing to say in terms of like, oh, they're a beginner, let's say. It's more so like that's how much time that they put into fighting games in general. So if they are like 100% new to Granblue, you know, they're gonna be a fast learner. They have the necessary fundamentals to learn and pick up a game like Granblue. Toaster is definitely technically the beginner, right?
Toaster has been competing in the beginner brackets. I can't. Did Toaster win one of the recent ones, or am I mistaken?
Toaster won maybe 3 or 4 ago.
Okay.
Bonbei, you gotta hop out the station. We gotta get
both
the
these
next
players.
game on.
Both of these players come from Guilty Gear Strive, and you know we're seeing like when you see players come from a game with like a higher population, where generally like the skill levels are a little bit higher, and the ability to kind of get stronger and like actually have like an accurate representation of where you're at is a bit more defined. You see that express itself a little bit more in terms of when they come back to this game.
Bonbei actually came from Xrd.
Oh, my apologies. I'm so sorry.
Yes. As far as I know, Bonbei doesn't look at Strive favorably. Which, Bonbei, we're in the same boat. Let's go. High five.
Not an uncommon opinion, apparently.
Yeah, I mean...
Also, guys, let's get some Fs in the chat for Rowlet here.
Wait, Ruric is on Percy?
Yeah,
Oh.
I know he's been grinding.
I
Wait, he
see.
already has... Wait, okay. Is that match total just for Percy or across all games?
No, that is the overall.
Okay, I was
match
about to
count.
lose my mind. I was like, did he quit his job?
This game does not have a. This game does not have like the character-to-character stuff that it does. So we don't get anything like that. But I think this is a really interesting matchup. So one of the things that Percy does really well is kind of control Charlotta airspace. A bunch of his buttons like far H, far M, and 2 or 2H are really good at controlling space, and his DPs are really good about like reaction easy input. DP is really good at kind of stuffing like some of her funny jumps and also some of her setups from Demon Flip. So I think it's a really good choice for a counter pick. But as we've seen before, you know, players like Xerom have made this matchup look fairly consistent and have played it well. So I'm curious to see how SoulRobba adapts.
I mean, even as like a main choice for Ruric, even though I know this is just a counter pick in general, I could honestly see Ruric as a Percival player, knowing that they played Yuzu and Undernight. But
Every time I hear Ruric talk about it, it's just like, yeah, this character's really fun. I may like him more than Belial, but just going like I completely understand why you would pick 2 top 3 characters and just have a grand old.
I mean, with the ridiculous far L's, I would say in terms of range, you have the far M, far heavy, high damage. If you're coming from Undernight, you know, kind of consistently, you're gonna be between like 32 to 4K type of damage. So just seeing how much Percival gets, that you may feel more at home with someone like him.
Yeah, really interesting decision making here, and we're seeing SoulRobba really press the advantage. Not going to the air a lot, but I say right as it happens, but really managing to use ball to control space and get his damage where he can find it. We've seen Ruric kind of on his back, but it doesn't matter. Gets the far M confirm into rush into EXDP. Ruric tying the round.
It's also like if Ruric is gonna recognize the kind of habit that SoulRobba has, or like, alright, here we go, going for the 214H. There will be the blockable, that's for sure, but like once that's taken out as well with 214H, they usually go for Demon Flip.
Goes for the meaty setup, unfortunately doesn't find it. Ruric able to mash up and now has the momentum, has stocks, has the corner. It's a bad place for SoulRobba to be.
Great confirm, but no, nothing afterwards. Gonna put himself in the corner.
Tables a turn. SoulRobba probably not going to cash out for SSBA on this, but putting Ruric into a guess for game situation. With the overdrive pop. Doesn't go for a DP, but mashes out. I really like that mash out from Ruric. One of the things right there, didn't see SoulRobba go for a true meaty, probably trying to just mess around with plus frames and like force Ruric to overcommit, but Noticed that there wasn't like a hard call out, went for the mash, confirmed immediately into rush into Stinger. Ruric clutching out the first game.
Victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I mean, as you say, SoulRobba. I don't know what you're reading for. Yeah, as you said, SoulRobba definitely has like a good idea and is showing the neutral and understanding of Charlotta. Doesn't so much have like a great offensive plan. If you understand what I mean, just like okay, yeah, like right there, trying to go for a meaty setup, finds their hit, but really forcing their own just to keep their turn here.
Yeah, it has to be really careful to maintain the momentum. SoulRobba has the damage discount and has OD up, so doesn't have to worry about chip too much. Not that it's a factor, but Ruric does. This is a bad position to be in. The next hit from SoulRobba is dead.
Oh my, okay. Ruric, that was a big tell, I would say. Any small interaction, SoulRobba's gonna go for something? Try and take advantage of that.
Yeah, unfortunately for SoulRobba, unfortunately for Ruric, SoulRobba just gets the life lead and manages to crank it as far as
Oh. Yeah, I think that's another big tell as well. As soon as SoulRobba goes for a tech, won't opt to just see what the opponent does. Will always try and take the turn back. Just like there.
Yeah, at this point, like, I can understand with the life, or, like, SoulRobba doesn't have the set lead, kind of playing a little bit more aggressively, and we're seeing Ruric adapt to it really well. Calling certain buttons out, being able to control the space better with far end, but SoulRobba, every single time he does get the hit or does get that knockdown pressure and get started, Ruric is in a bad situation and has to guess correctly, but it's DP guesses 100% correct.
Oh my, SoulRobba's ready with the easy DP.
Really good awareness from SoulRobba there. Saw the startup of the command dash, and just DP'd right out of it and mashed that out.
Oh, nothing. Oh, they still didn't have the. Oh, but you're dead!
Yeah, that's dead. Nothing fancy. Universal overhead counter hit, auto combo, EX fireball. Close it out.
That's really unfortunate because if you looked at SoulRobba's icons, the 2-1-4 was not ready. It was still in charging.
Oh, I really like the aggression we're seeing from Ruric, starting to kind of turn the tides on SoulRobba. You saw it right there. Had the early Blanca ball. Ruric just ran up and he threw it. No fear.
Okay, alright, I'm +4. And just the patience from Ruric. I know what your next option is going to be because you're just cycling through them.
Yeah, and now, unfortunately, not in a good position.
Fat amount of damage.
Yeah, that's a bad position for SoulRobba. Has to worry about strike, throw, command throw, a couple of different options for Ruric to close this set out. Gets the jump out.
Alright, now the question is when are you gonna go for Demon Flip? I think that's what Ruric is waiting for because
yeah, we've seen it every time. SoulRobba will overextend a little bit with the Demon Flip and try to kind of retake pressure, and then we see the easy input DP from Ruric every time.
Yeah. And I mean, we saw Ruric with those really fast adjustments. Gonna advance 2-0. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And their reward is gonna be between Xerom or Closer, but hey, they get to make it to round 3. Hopefully they'll make it to round 4 and we can see them on stream later. Yeah,
really good decision making from Ruric in this. I really like the counter adaptations, especially after the first round. Because what we saw there is SoulRobba really kind of pushed and forced his aggression right there and decided to took an early set, and then the small adjustments and the small changes from Ruric were really interesting, and we see an option where, you know, he would start to control the space a little bit better or use his own aggression, but once he kind of established the momentum and established an advantage, Ruric, it was just so hard for SoulRobba to get his momentum back.
Yeah. Ruric is he's a very methodical player, I feel like, across all games. And when he starts like getting in the zone and running his game plan, it can be very hard to kind of shake that.
Dab me up, Ruric.
Real quick before we start the next round, a reminder that we do have a Matcherino. We have 11 codes left and 111 people watching right now, so definitely at least a handful of you that haven't claimed the codes. You just follow the link in chat. It'll take you to this page you see on screen. You can click the blue claim code button in the upper right-hand corner. We also have sponsor quests available on the right-hand bar. And if you so desire, we have merch for sale that helps support WASD in general, but also the pot. So we have our Masher tees and our MWA hoodies. The hoodies are mad comfy, and
yes,
if my tee wasn't dirty right now, I would be wearing it.
I would do both. No, not even that. If it wasn't so freaking hot outside right now.
Oh god, it finally hit 70 for us, and like I went outside in like my combo breaker hoodie, and I thought I was gonna die.
Isn't it weird how like right once the weather changes, you're like, oh, it's so hot, and then like it's like you get, I don't know, you get too used to the cold.
And that's the thing about Chicago, especially because like we have 4 false springs.
Percival.
So like within the last 3 months, it has routinely gone from like 30 degrees to 50 for like 2 days, and then like back to 15. So it's just like walking out today, I'm like my guard's up, but it's, you know, we'll see. MBK rocking the Tororo colors, interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be voting for SSK.
Obviously, I kind of have to vote for SSK too. Got a little bit of bias, but early on, he is my boy. He's my son. I raised him.
I helped him. I gave him one advice, and he was just like, "Oh my god, thank you, Tana. This actually changes everything." And it actually shows in how he gets his hit confirmed. He pays attention really to the enemy side of the life bar and their icons. Oh my god, that stare down, beautiful.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple of really good stare downs, and like I like MBK's usage of spot dodge really calls himself out. But SSK really rocking those single hit confirms. Get the far M to the rush, gets the corner. Kind of getting away with murder there on that whiff 2H. That could have been really bad, but MBK has the corner now. SSK has to be really careful. This can spiral very quickly, especially with the resources and the damage that MBK has on it, or on deck.
SSK also knows that he's got a plentiful life lead. Get
He
off
bossed
of me.
out.
I love NOS!
Excellent decision making from SSK. Calls out the rush, or sorry, calls out the OD with jump LOS. Gets the follow-up, takes the first round. Now, I'm really curious to see what MBK's kind of counter options right there, because the big thing I think we saw there, MBK overextended just a little bit that last round. We see him like really try to poke and establish pressure and establish the set. And then SSK would just kind of catch a straight button, hit it into rush, and then MBK had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, last tournament that I commentated that had both these players in, SSK showcased, like, they will pay attention to your icon. Oh no, the command grab! I think you're dead if you go for the super here.
Yeah, goes for super. Real input, definitely gonna throw it out. MBK, not one to be outdone, manages to take a very slight... that was basically like a 65-second perfect. Like, had a little bit of chip damage, but otherwise didn't take a real hit that time.
But as I said, like, SSK really paying attention to the icons. And when they were taken out, MBK also tried to do the same for their follow-up opponents. There we go. Yeah, I feel MBK is going to try and utilize that advantage as well of just waiting for SSK to go for the fire charges and try and get the punish that way. But SSK is saying, get off me. I am the originator of this plan. I made Percy day one. I'm going to be the one.
Doesn't follow up from anything off the rush. Manages to grab the stocks. SSK in a little bit of a rough situation. Both players don't have full meter for super. SSK gets a single hit confirmed, going for it.
Not going to be enough for a kill.
Are we going to see a command throw? No, backs off. Catches the jump out. SSK taking the first game.
And I love how it was just enough to not only bait DP or even overdrive, but it was enough to so that way they could get the 2 heavy cleanly.
Yeah, really good spacing on that too. SSK, sitting around up, has the ability to kind of work his way through this. I really like some of the decisions he's made. And a lot of the conversions too, we saw that right there. We've been seeing that single far M into rush. Just clean play all around.
Not enough for the rush!
And I think that's one of the things is like, MBK's style is he's very aggressive. He likes to assert himself, and you see like, he'll do a little bit of zoning, do a little bit of poking, like kind of establish it. But like at a certain point, like when he decides to swing, his aggression and his instincts on that are very strong. But we've seen SSK really kind of work his way through and punish a lot of those overextensions. The far M's and the far L's, just getting hit and getting touched.
It's funny enough, it's both of them just trying to take advantage of the fact that they're both very good at reacting, just like there with the jump U, and trying to use that as a negative more so than a positive on both of their sides. Just like, okay, I know that you like to react to buttons, so I'm gonna punish.
Goes for the command throw, gets pushed out. Now, does the DP on his own. SSK takes the stock charge. Now, mid-screen has the resource advantage. MBK has to play really carefully, not a position. SSK slowly poking to build meter. I really like the use of jump U there to kind of change the trajectory from the jump there. Try to bait SSK's 2H, but mashes out of the universal overhead. SSK out of the corner in a good position, still has the life advantage, doesn't have the resource advantage, but has everything he needs to close this out. We've seen it every single time. Get to
and still not enough, but SSK also wasn't ready. Maybe wants to save the meter. Now they're really in an odd spot, both close in terms of life.
Unfortunately, SSK didn't get the right confirm, gets put in a bad situation. MBK tying it up. And for as much like we saw MBK take both of those rounds there, but that was a fairly close set when you take a look at it. Like a couple of small decisions changed that drastically, and SSK I think is like a player to recognize that, and not to like give MBK doubt or not to like kind of write everything off, but you know, a lot of his counter adaptations have been very good. Starting to make small options, trying to kind of bait some of SSK's habits, but gets the hit.
Speaking of
the DP, puts him in the corner. What's the option? Goes for the stock charge. Wants to maintain corner control here. I think it's a really good option from SSK. Doesn't want to overextend going for a command throw or trying to poke out, especially like for as much as Percy controls the buttons really well from the corner. At the same point, like you're technically at a similar range as your opponent in the Percy mirror, so you have to be really careful about getting poked back. And SSK manages to maintain, gets the hit into the stinger on set point against MBK.
we pressing buttons.
Gets the counter hit overhead into the 2U confirm, has the corner. This is an excellent start from SSK.
Actually, now they're kind of at the same life.
Yeah. Unfortunate. That's the thing, like, Percy has all the god buttons in the world, but there's a certain range where Rush won't reach. Fortunately, we've seen it twice tonight from both these players. Goes for the empty command dash, gets the corner. This is Gesture game from MBK.
Do we, this time we take our turn and we just need chip? Does not see the overdrive activation.
Smart OD from MBK. Doesn't want to be in a chip situation, especially with SSK having the advantage that he does. SSK has to be careful right now. Unfortunately, overcommits with the rush. MBK ready for it, gets the hit into Stinger. In the super.
Really tried to force their turn. I guess they were expecting MBK to go in for the 2 and 4 just to keep their turn.
Yeah, unfortunate. Back and forth set from this. Every single set we've had on tonight has just been phenomenal.
It's back and forth.
Yeah, we are having just excellent matches all around tonight. I'm so happy to see this from you.
Nice challenge, gets the EXDP just to get the damage and the knockdown. The EX Fafnir, I like it.
Calls it out, gets him in the corner. This is a good place for MBK, for SSK, but now it's a good place for MBK. Uses the jump U to change trajectory, beats the 2H.
There we go, the rush working for someone out here.
Finally seeing a raw rush hit someone. SSK using rush to maintain the corner. This is where he wants to be. We've seen him make good use of this every time. SSK's at a point, has the stock now, has everything he needs to close this out. Single far in into the EX Stinger is all SSK needs to close out, but MBK only needs a single hit into SBA or SSBA. It has to be really good.
Did not commit for the Fafnir. What? Speaking of Fafnir, SSK is going to use his to advance and actually put MBK on the loser side of round 3.
Alright, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm going to be a little cringe for a little second, but god damn, boy, that is my son. I am so proud of him.
Nah, he's not a son anymore. That's a man.
Nah, I don't care how much of a man he is. He's always my son. But mid-best, baby, you love to see it. Big upset from this. MBK taking a couple of
upset.
Yeah, MBK taking a couple of sets in this, and we've seen just like MBK has won this. One CEO Taku is not anything to scoff at, but SSK managing to make it count.
Who does SSK play next? Prada. Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be
man,
not gonna
homie match.
Unfortunately, not gonna be seeing that one on stream. But our next match, we have Umbi versus WintyDunno.
WintyDunno. That's a new name, but I mean they've been
We've seen Winty in a
no,
couple
me-
brackets.
Winty's entered a couple of things.
Okay.
They bounce in and out a couple times. Like it's like once in a blue moon. But Umbi, no stranger to this, routinely making these bracket runs. Phenomenal player. Definitely eating good after the Katalina buffs from the last patch. Having a great time.
Yeah, especially the 214L buff, just so that way you can actually use it in neutral. Unfortunately, Gran still with the holes in the shoes.
Katalina.
I don't know. That boy got soul now. Don't let him.
He's got souls, but
No, I meant soul. Like that shit you feel in your chest. But Umbi rocking the black and red Katalina every single time.
Engage.
no captain, my captain. All right, let's see what Umbi's got in store for us.
Umbi taking the slow approach to this. This is one of the things we see from her. She's really good at kind of establishing like a very slow controlled pace early on. Using the far M and the 2M to really control space, but now has the option to use Stinger, or has the ability to use Thrust. Speaking of, gets the hit into the corner. Doesn't get the routing. This is a good position for Winty to be in. Busts out of the corner, has plenty of Dragon Meter, gets the hit.
Needed like a little bit of a dash momentum to keep that dust loop going.
Yeah, gets the OD bust out. Winty in a good position. Has the meter, has Dragon Meter. Doesn't matter though. Umbi gets the cross-up anti-air into the super.
No clean
Now-
hit, but we do have Winty in the corner here. No confirmed.
This is not a position that Winty wants to be in. Now it doesn't have OD.
Down.
Damn, just straight neutral. We're playing Soul Calibur.
Brother, I have seen some Soul. I have seen 2B in Soul Calibur. Let's not talk about neutral here. But speaking of, well, we do see neutral. Umbi using a mix of the far M and the light wall, really to kind of push her way in. Slow but steady, calculated advantage. Now, unfortunately, doesn't get the follow up. Stinger block. Winty opts to get out of the corner. I think it's a really smart decision, especially because the way Katalina works, both these characters do really decent damage, but once Katalina gets that hit in the corner with resources, you're looking at like 60 to 70k based on what she spends. So Winty not wanting to be in that situation, but unfortunately finds her way right.
Trying to force her way in using the Dragon Breath, but yeah, not gonna have the best approach in terms of plus frames, and Umbi's just gonna force their way to victory. We're in round 2 now.
Engage.
Yeah, this is so. Umbi taking a pretty quick game 1. One of the things we're seeing some really good decision making from Winty, but I just don't think like some of the conversions and some of the setups are really happening. I've not seen a lot of H Dragon, not seen a lot of like the nasty mix that you're used to seeing from Zooey, but managing to work their way out of the corner, has a Dragon Meter. We've seen that's one thing we've seen like really good usage of the 214 or sorry the 236M. Puts plus on block. Now has the OD. Puts Katalina in the corner. Goes for the throw. That's it.
2+. Yeah, okay. We're in round 2 now. We're just gonna watch the movie real quick. Watch the credits. Then we get to see the sequel.
Umbi playing this really well. I like a lot of the options she's making.
Just the movement itself is like a really good test to see how Winty is approaching, and I do feel either it's throwing them off or it's kind of got them spooked because they're not ready for the follow button.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you have to really worry about. Katalina is like, especially in net play, navigating 2M and far M and far H is kind of difficult to do if you're not used to like stagger walking and have that like established ability just to calmly walk Katalina down. But Winty managing to get the far M into the confirm, gets the knockdown, and now is back mid-screen where she was.
Finds the EX Lightning just so that way they have a knockdown, but it's not going to stop Umbi here. Just needs one more good confirm. Even a fireball, I think, will actually seal the deal.
Went for the DP, unfortunately didn't have it, but throws out that 214M, gets the hit. Umbi taking a quick 2-0.
It was an honor.
Kind of next level right now. I can easily see Umbi making top 3 with the way that they just played right there. But we will see them later. Their match, they're going to have to wait between Xerom or Ruric. And we will have 2 more matches afterwards. Next up, we are going to have SenpaiSpyder versus Daibaa. And these matches are also for top 8. Axenstar making it to top 8 winners. So potentially we could have 2 Meteras. SSK and Prada are going to play off stream, and we will see Umbi later.
Absolutely, and this is one of the matches that, like, when I was looking at the bracket and I was looking at like just how this is gonna go, Daibaa versus SenpaiSpyder is definitely like an interesting matchup.
Yeah. I know last time Daibaa entered was seated a little bit low.
Yeah, I still feel really bad about that one.
It almost happened again. But we caught it.
Yeah, we got it this time. Like, in defense, like, DAI, BAA, like, putting the 2 and 2 between that and Diver, it's not a 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
I may be like holding the L on this one, but I digress.
JoJo's Part 6 is good.
Really quick as well, before they jump in, just a quick heads up that before top 8, so we're going to watch these next 2 sets, then we're just going to take a quick 5-minute break so the comms can get water and stuff like that. I'm going to run ads so nobody gets hit coming into top 8, and then we'll head to it. Basically, anytime we have a bracket that's 32 or more, I'm going to give the comms just like a few minutes between top 8 and everything else.
Taking a look, while we're waiting for everything going, taking a look at the loser's side of the bracket. So far, some of the matches we are probably going to see. This is 64. So the loser of Xerom and Umbi will go on to play Odd Toaster. On the other side, we have Nekotech sitting, waiting for the winner of... If I were a betting person, I would say probably the winner of Bloopy and Ruric.
Looks so clean on 6, let me say.
Yeah, I like his color set. Dodges the far dodges the far H, gets the corner. Senpai using the buttons to immediately jump out. Unfortunately, didn't space the 2-1-4M to B+, and Senpai busts out.
I actually like that. Doesn't matter if they don't find the hit on Senpai, as long as they're closer to the Senpai. They are fine with the teleport.
I really like some of the routing decisions from Daibaa right here. One of the things we're seeing, like, gets the jump in, far H, into the lights, into the 236L to get the corner control, keeping 236H for... keeping the threat of 236H and being able to use it to kind of capitalize out. Daibaa taking a quick round 1.
Nice with the dodge.
Yeah, we're starting to see Senpai put the wall up, but Daibaa really making good use of just the raw 236L and like mixing in the 236M to get the frame trap. Has the corner. This is a bad position for Senpai. Goes for the pops the install. So one of the things that I think like really differentiates 6's install from like other characters is that his cooldown. So like when Fairy goes into install, hers don't, but his do.
He needs to go in.
He needs to. Like buff this character, give him back his Oki on non-EX. Calls out the throw. Senpai in a guess for game situation.
I mustn't lose.
Oh, wow. I just realized how quick that was. Okay, Daibaa with the first game for themselves.
Yeah, Daibaa taking a quick game. Curious we didn't see the Metera swap.
Maybe try to like make sure that Senpai has all of his characters up on deck and none of them are lacking.
What's really interesting is like I've talked to Jerry talked to Shuabu a decent amount about this, and like I think both of us think this is a matchup that 6 does really well in. A lot of his multi-hitting normals let him kind of play around parry and let him work options. He has his own parry to deal with stuff with. And his ability really just to kind of contest some of the options that Uno throws out are really good in this matchup. But, again, I'm just really surprised we don't see Metera because we've seen Senpai do a lot of work in terms of...
See the 4th? But we do see the 5th, but not the 6th. It's the even numbers. The numbers may see the numbers.
Really managing to control the pressure here, using a lot of lights and using the space control. Goes to the raw parry to call the mash out. Senpai's ready for it, gets the throw, taking the first round of the game of the set. Gets the early. One thing I really like that we've seen from Daibaa is really good use of the 2-1-4M, especially from like round start puts you right at the range where if you get it and it's blocked, it's plus. But doesn't matter. Gets the 236H, gets the corner carry. Has to be a little bit careful.
Okay, and denying the crossblade. I like it. We actually have seen a lot of counterplay options coming from Senpai.
I like the parry usage in this too, managing to stop. Like, one of the things we see from Senpai is he usually really likes to get set up, get the far end, or sorry, the far age into peak driver to kind of set some tank going, but it doesn't really matter that much for in this set. Senpai
We Eternals
swinging back right as hard,
And
and
they're
mashes
rushing out the
right
gate.
back.
Yeah.
Mashes right back in.
Oh, I'm ready for Senpai.
Yeah, goes for the round star, charge 5U, gets poked out of it, but Senpai has a couple cooldowns down, uses the normal parry, gets in, has the corner control now.
I am
Using the
liking
cooldown cycling route.
the skinny, but doesn't have the confirm. They didn't have the counter hit.
I like the decision making from Daibaa on that, even if it didn't work out. We saw him use a lot of throws in the last game, really to kind of condition SenpaiSpyder, but gets the hit, gets the meaty universal overhead, cashes out with super. Daibaa going up to tournament point.
Keep it simple. Going to fly me to the moon. Alright, but I am honestly liking like the active defense that we're seeing from Senpai. Just like I'm not gonna give you guys space. I'm not gonna let you contest me. I'm gonna just control my ground and make sure that you don't find your way in because
Another thing I've seen from Daibaa that I actually really like is just he's not using 6 in a very dice rolling way. Like a lot of the options that he goes, so we'll occasionally see like a 236L 8M. But other than that, like, not seeing a lot of overextensions, especially after the second hit of Rekka.
Alright, find to escape. I like that. Just keep yourself back in mid-screen. Get off of me. Opts for the rush.
In a bad place. And that's one of the things, like, Uno's buttons are so nasty for poking. But Daibaa has the corner control, is where he wants to be, goes for the bait. Unfortunately, isn't fast enough to punish that, but swinging back anyway. Pops the install. Senpai rocking back with that far age.
Going for the Vega Claw. We stay in.
Goes for the mix-up. Oh, blocks the universal overhead. Doesn't get a punish off of it. Doesn't have meter anymore. Senpai goes for the parry.
Almost 3 seconds.
Second. Daibaa taking it 2-1 over Senpai.
I mean, I not so much decision paralysis. I think this was just decision overload. Because look at the meter. Like, Senpai was so close to having not only super, but could have opted for overdrive. So that way they could have stayed alive here from all the pressure coming from Daibaa. But, like, I understand. You just wanted to secure the win, get the round, so that way you could reset everything. And it was just too much to think about, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just absolute slobber knocker of a match. Daibaa, I'm not gonna call that an upset. That
It's not an upset, but it is rare to see Senpai
lose
in
before
losers
top
that
8.
early. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get the Classico? What route do they have to get? Does Xerom have to go to losers for El Clasico?
So taking a look at it, is it yo, SSK sent Prada to losers 2-0. Let's go.
SSK
Top
is
8.
top 8.
Nice.
Top 8
winner.
mid best, baby. Love to see it. I'm so proud of my boy.
And Bonbei is still alive too. Actually taking out Koyo in losers round 3. Now they gotta fight MBK.
It's a bit of a bad position to be in for Bonbei, but I'm curious to see the run.
Oh, interesting. So our
man.
first top 8 match after the break is going to be Axenstar Diver, and then SSK versus the winner of who we're going to see now, Xerom and Umbi.
Oh god, this is such a
I'm
I
actually
would love to see SSK and Umbi, just so that way we could have a song of ice and fire.
I'm trying to remember the last time we saw Umbi play Xerom. I feel like it's been a while.
I honestly don't recall.
I can't remember at all.
She may not have been on stream, but I mean,
on stream is what I'm trying to think of.
Charlotta.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I think the last couple of runs from her in this have just kind of unfortunately fizzled out, like right at that top 8 gate.
Yeah, like there's that like one hard obstacle in round 4 that like kind of stops everything.
Captain of the Holy Nest. I'm eager to see how my
Now,
swordsmanship
Umbi. So
compares
this is a
to
really
yours.
interesting
Care
match.
for a duel?
Katalina has really good anti-air options, has some of the same options that Percy does, but has to control space really well, and we've seen Xerom really make good use of kind of different anti-air options, or different aerial options, and really just kind of overloading Umbi's decision-making, so that way it's really hard for her to get specific. But uses the light wall to shut down ball. Now Umbi in the corner, this is exactly where she wants to be.
Now has to be ready for whenever Demon Flip comes out. Now we're back here in mid-screen, but still both of them at around the same life lead. Finding the thrust, but not the EX. Small confirm. Umbi with the life lead here. No DP afterwards.
Gets the hard knockdown into the side switch, goes for the side switch setup. Umbi mashes out into SBA. I think this is a really good decision. Cash out that damage. Xerom has super now, and so it's a little bit tricky, but Umbi can still play around this. Oh, unfortunately, gets baited. Umbi put in the corner is a bad position to be in.
Oh, and the empty low. You might be dead. No, no. Oh, they actually didn't have Blockable.
Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit of spaghetti from Xerom. Not a good position to be in. I really like the meter usage there. Don't even play around with Katalina. Don't get in the guessing game. He still has 50 meter to play around with. Gets hit with a raw thrust into the corner.
Battle 2, engage.
Very strong game from Umbi. Making some really good call-outs, hitting the right thing she needs to. Curious what the adaptation is from Xerom, because we've seen him play the long game. But I think these are both players where the longer the set's gonna go, they're both gonna kind of meet each other in this position. Hey, gets a 2U, busts out. Xerom unfortunately still has the corner. Umbi not able to bust out. Gets the DP though. We're back at mid-screen.
Yeah, that's like the third time that Umbi's gotten those DPs off on Wake Up. Nice B thrust.
Has the corner, bends EX hands to get the plus frames. Slowly working Umbi right back into the corner. And this is a interesting situation for Umbi to be in. But doesn't matter, gets the round hit in the head.
The wall.
Didn't even need the rush or the super. Umbi taking the first game.
From one night.
Believe in victory.
Oh man, we might see Umbi versus SSK, and I'm gonna be really upset. I love those players so much.
I still gotta give credit for Umbi. I don't know if she was paying attention to the panels on the ground and she just knew like the positioning where she was. That confirm was sick.
One thing you can never count out is Umbi's spacing is so good. She's really good at using the cat buttons. Not that they're lacking or anything, but still.
Just waiting for like launchable or anything.
Yeah, Xerom leveraging plus frames, trying to hold the corner.
Oh, the jump.
Yeah, really good jump out, baits the DP, single hit button into super. It's a great position for Xerom. Goes for the meaty Blanca ball setup, leverages the 2L, manages to get the hit. Xerom finally putting a point on the board.
Alright, good patience from Umbi.
This is it. Xerom leveraging L ball to work his way in. Goes for the classic, hits the far L into L ball on the hit, and just keeps doing it until Umbi blocks.
I mean, this is a pretty funny thing about the matchup. Is like, if you're new, you would never think like, okay, Charlotta can actually contest against Katalina.
Calls up universal overhead. Goes for the throw setup. Umbi mashes out. Wanting to maintain the advantage right here. I think cutting off Xerom's momentum is the exact pace that Umbi needs. Don't want to let Xerom kind of get started because then things like this happen. Goes for the setup.
Oh,
Xerom. I really like the adaptation from Xerom there because one of the things that we saw is Umbi routinely would mash out against pressure, especially like she's really good at leveraging DP to kind of make you afraid to mash out, and then when you go for like throw pressure or like delayed staggers, she'll just mash out with 2-back. And right there we just saw it, and now, you know, Xerom managing to capitalize on it and close over. But we still have a game to go, and both these players are really good at making turnarounds.
I do like how Umbi's trying to take the advantage and like make sure that Xerom does not find their way in. I'm done with the patient game. It's time to just lock you down. Right, sees the Blanca ball, just wants to keep them in the West Coast side of things.
Umbi managing to hit. Xerom uses the rush to get in. Umbi calls it out. Umbi going on to set point.
Alright, let's see if we see a like super short adaptation from Umbi. No, I actually opts to try and go for the same plan that they had in the first round.
Xerom swinging back too. I think one of the things that he's realized is he really needs to kind of control this momentum. A lot of the things that he keeps getting hit by are like strays into Stinger, into Thrust, or sorry, into the corner pressure, and then he just gets nuked. So denying Umbi that by keeping the corner pressure and at least like trying to keep her locked down is a really good strategy.
Just a light wall, opts for the escape. I kind of understand Umbi's low on life. It's just a decision now. Do I overdrive? Do I use it for a good confirm?
Didn't want to bait, especially you don't want to really kind of play around with DP or super from Xerom. Because we know that Xerom's willing to kind of burn meter or burn like an extremely risky option if he thinks you're going to mash him.
Here?
Umbi starting, like, really trying to opt to use 2M to control the pace here. But we are starting to see getting a little bit frustrated, throwing out raw stingers, but Xerom goes for the raw EX Demon Flip into the overhead. Doesn't hit, doesn't get punished. Kind of get away with her.
Yeah, I was about to say, I do not like these attempts for the hit confirms into thrust.
I really like that setup from Xerom. I'm not sure if it necessarily like baits OD or baits EP there, but uses it to control space and like that far H hitting the way that it does. Really interesting. Baits the 2M. I really like using the delayed overhead from Xerom. Takes it 2-1 over Umbi.
Yeah, I was about to say too, Umbi just needed like that one good confirm into, honestly, SBA, after seeing the replay here.
Yeah, a 2U into SSBA or just like a straight hit into it would have likely closed it out, but unfortunately just not able to clutch it out.
Yeah, because like, what? Let's say she had gotten the counter hit close heavy, for example, it would have been enough. Like SBA or SBA.
Any button into SSBA would have likely closed that out,
Mhm.
especially with the resource, and especially if she'd found a way to pop overdrive.
Yeah. It's kind of that weird range though, right? Like, and Xerom is so good at policing like the right spacing that if you just kind of like try and hit it in the corner, you're just gonna get like punished.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah, Xerom's really good at kind of leveraging just like some of the disjointed hurt boxes from Charlotta to just swing. So using that to kind of deal with and like prod at some of Umbi's DP habits was a really smart option from Xerom.
But we are gonna take a quick 5-minute break now and just let our comms get some water, use the bathroom, take a quick break. I'm gonna run ads as well, just so that once top 8 starts, nobody coming in gets hit.
Can you open up a bet?
Sure.
Can I finish this potbelly sandwich and bag of chips in the 5 minutes? Bet with your points, chat.
I thought it was gonna be a real prediction.
No, it's just how fast can I eat on this break?
Who will win?
Alright. So, before we go away, I just kind of want to highlight some of the lower bracket that we have. Qualifying for top 8 on loser's side, we have Prada. We are waiting the result of Umbi and Odd Toaster. On the other side, we are still waiting on the winner of Ruric and Linux. They will go on to fight Bloopy, who will go on to fight Nekotech, and now MBK taking a 2-0 for Bonbei. First off, Bonbei, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. And now, unfortunately, not going to see it off screen, but SenpaiSpyder and MBK playing against each other. That's going to be
Yeah, I think they already started playing each other.
Absolutely.
It's definitely going to be an interesting set. Yeah, there's a few of them. It's a larger bracket. It's reasonably dense. I'm very kind of... Even Umbi Odd Toaster is going to be a good set, too. There's a few of these I would actually want to see, but in the interest of time and letting them play through.
Our bracket's like, unfortunately, like really stacked in a way that has some incredible matches that we're just not going to get to see, and it's really unfortunate.
One day we'll have 2 streams.
One day, I mean, what if I could make that happen?
But yeah, I'm gonna put us on the break very quickly. I'm gonna let the comms go, and then while they're gone, I'm just gonna remind everybody that we do have a Matcherino. We are.
Yes, but we're $19 away from 150.
Yeah, so at 150 we get that top 4 payout. At 320, top 6, 660, top 8. I think the other week we hit top 6. We did for a Granblue bracket. I can't remember which one, but it was recent. So yeah, I would love to at least hit top 4 payout. 10% of the gamers joining this evening. Yeah, if you're able to, consider making a donation. Definitely do the sponsor quest. There is a second tab, like you see that little white dot under breakout. If you click it, it'll take you to a survey as well, which I think is 50 cents for like 3 quick questions. But on that note, I'm going to put us on break, and we will see you in 5 minutes.
Say carry on.
All right. We are back.
With still beer, but more liquids by our side, at least for me.
I got the water going on.
Yeah,
I'm
I grabbed my
a happy
bottle.
camper now.
I have caffeine in me and food. Lifting while fasting was not one of my greater ideas.
Actually, true. I still got the La Colombe Mocha. I could have picked that up, but that's
true. That's
I
a lot of
think
caffeine.
I think we'll make it through. We
I
got
think so.
Odd Toaster gonna be going up against Prada now. We still gotta wait between actually MBK and SenpaiSpyder. Senpai made it through.
Oh, wow. Was that 2-1?
Senpai's top 8 streak
Yes.
Yeah,
will
2-1.
not be broken.
So we're going to have Axenstar, Daibaa, SSK Xerom, Prada, Odd Toaster, and then Bloopy and Ruric are playing right now, and the winner of that will play Nekotech for top 8. So, potentially still 3 Meteras. 2 already in for sure.
Is that the?
But
like,
those 2 have become staples. Like, it's the absolute truth of these open brackets.
Nah, it feels like that's the number theme of this week. We had 3 comas the other day. Now we potentially have 3 Meteras.
Well, without further ado, chat, we'll get our
Bro,
first Metera.
Koma has
on
soul.
screen.
Don't compare him to Metera.
Metera has so much soul. Are you kidding me?
No, dude.
Dude, Metera's sick. No one's ever
she-
going to convince me otherwise.
She definitely has a vocal length. There you go.
Dude, it's not even the the voice, etc. It's she gets you in the corner and she just mixes you, man.
I mean, I don't even say that. It's just the fact that, like, okay, she built a lot of meter, she does a lot of chip. As soon as she's in your face, she could just do 2 LEX high shot and be +5 in your face. Okay. She's literally the only character that has something as crazy like that.
You know, I'm noticing this character has a lot of things other people can't do.
Exactly.
Like, being able to...
Well, I think the new system mechanics helped her out a lot. Like, I think giving her rush and backshift and stuff, like...
She uses all 3 of those resources very well. Like, I think that, you know...
It helps her offense, it helps her escape.
Yeah, like, Percy, I think, is kind of the winner of that patch, but Metera is close second.
Ooh, I like the little Lisa here. Gonna deny Axenstar from trying to find a way out. This is your corner, you're paying rent, buddy.
Really good use of the 236. Really good use of the 5C there. Would have beaten Wake Up Rush. Didn't have the meter for Super or OD. Just all around, like, really solid meter choice. Covered a lot of options. Very good awareness from Daibaa.
The lockdown just to make sure Daibaa doesn't jump out of the corner. Again with the lockdown. I'm just plus, buddy. But Daibaa finding the way out.
Making really good use of that charge 5 against Axen. I think it's one of those things where it looks like a bit of a knowledge check because you can kind of work. It does have counterplay, but using it in that media option, Axenstar didn't have the meter or the option to bust out, so really safe use, but still doesn't matter. Gets the straight hit, Axenstar manages to convert and close the round out.
And good confirmed being able to see the far light connecting. Again with the lockout, could have gotten the butterfly, but that's alright. So there's a knockdown. Okay. What's the next mix? This could be for game.
Swaps mix.
This is
Daiba's-
all plus frames.
Ooh, Diver's defense in this has been incredible. Managing to like close everything out. Gets the frame trap. With Metera in the plus frames. Spot dodges UOH. Really good awareness there too. That's one of the things that I think of like Diver's been really good at maintaining here. Is just getting those hits, but doesn't matter. Axenstar busts out with the floaty jump L. Gets the hit, closes it out. Axenstar going up 1.
Battle 1. Engage.
He's finding the confirm. Gonna push you all the way to the East Coast.
Busts out.
Beyond the lockout. What's the mix? Is able to block the low, but not the rush.
Oh, I really like the use of roll into parry there to kind of not get hit by that. So, but goes for the switch up. Axenstar busts out.
Oh, they're just ready for it.
Yeah, didn't go for the clash there. Axenstar ready for it. Mashes on the 236H.
They were like, I can react with dodge too, buddy. I see the frames. Nice far M to keep out and kind of cover all the options from the 2 and 4. Yeah, just lock that out. Keep it away. No butterflies. 4M.
Little corner.
Why? No option reset. I kind of understand.
Diver in a really bad situation. It's over. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. I thought the conversion there into super was hit, but combo emergency hadn't been met. Diver not wanting to spin the meter, gets the knockdown. Has the corner. Interesting.
Yeah, just you definitely had enough space to react to the Vega Claw, and it's just good on Axenstar to recognize that and go for the far M. Even if they had gone for like the fake out, just the far M itself with how active it is going down would have just covered a lot.
And that's the thing too, like Metera far M is just a really good button to challenge against 6. It clashes with done correctly, it clashes or beats dive kick, and then now you saw it like even on the clash situation, you still are kind of RPSing against her. So really good awareness. It looks like Axenstar spent that $6.99 to buy 6 in lab very successfully. So
Dude, that far M is a button. It's a great button.
oh, it sure is.
But speaking of great far M's, we're about to have Percy back on stream. Wait, who is? Oh, Axen, you gotta hop off. There we go. We're gonna have SSK versus Xerom. This is gonna be Charlotta Percy.
I feel this will be a very slow match, but a very explosive one as well.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Xerom is very disciplined in this matchup. We've seen him play against Tega multiple times throughout the runtime of this game. And even in this bracket, already had to play Ruric, so not exactly like gun shy against the Percy pick.
I mean, and excuse me for forgetting the name. I even remember back in season 1, there was one Percival player that was really crazy in terms of like the reactions that like kind of had Xerom's number. They were a Smash player, but I can't remember because at this point it's like 3 years ago.
Oh, was that Lord Nachos, I think?
No. They chose the dark green.
Oh wait, no, yeah, Kane. Rowlett
Kane, yes, Kane.
Charlotta versus
Yeah, Kane was OD back then. Alright, with the intros right, I respect it.
So Kane's still pretty nasty with it from the last time we played, but my guy's out here doing normie stuff like watching the Bulls and playing FF14.
Oh no, the retirement home. I mean, at this point, FF16 is on the way. We're all gonna hit that retirement home for sure.
You guys are never gonna see me again when that game drops.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for it.
The 3-month break of WASD Live. What happened? FF16.
Zerom starts around with a 2-1-4H, likely trying to catch a preemptive far H, but SSK managing to kind of hold the area and maintain spacing. But he goes for the far H. Unfortunately, it whiffs. Xerom has the 2-2H ready, gets the knockdown, and now has the corner.
I mean, SSK is comfortable with that because they just have to pay attention to what Xerom's going to go for. We get the right reactions. Look at the icons real quick. Find their way out.
Yeah, seeing a little bit of active defense from SSK, using kind of backdashes and like trying to basically not get put in a really bad pressure situation against Xerom. But unfortunately, gets cornered, put in there. And now Xerom, bad DP. SSK busts out. Has the stocks to play around, but has to be really careful. Xerom has SBA, has all the meter in the world to hit what he needs to get done, but gets the hit.
Man's got duffed. He became a mashed potato for sure.
This is a really interesting situation because Xerom burned the meter, so we know that he doesn't have OD.
Trying to go for the frame trap. Still not enough for the chip kill.
Yeah, went for the chip kill. Unfortunately, gets hit by 2U. Likely what was going to happen there was 2U, 2-1-4H. We saw it come out after. Unfortunately, it was just a bit of a checkmate situation. I'm not sure if there's enough of a gap there for SSK to DP out, but it was a bad 50-50 death situation.
Yeah,
starting around early, using the fireball game, has all the stocks he needs, gets the 2H, unfortunately doesn't convert much off of it, but still managing to maintain the spacing. Xerom, though, ruthless aggression, manages to get in, has the corner, SSK busts out with a poke into Rush, but goes for the command throw. Xerom ducks it, doesn't get a full punish off of it, so SSK getting away with murder, but still, this is an early set, gets the hit into the corner, unfortunately drops the follow-up.
Yeah, it was far heavy, not close heavy, but we get this confirmed either way. Nice damage over here. Expects the random button to come out and gets the round for themselves.
And these are the small things that we see from SSK that I think have really won him sets. Like, really good tech and a couple options, really just to call out his opponent, and he's been really successful with them. We saw him beat the OD earlier, we saw, and now we saw that with the call out there. Just really good knowledge and, like, willing to kind of dig into the toolkit, bring out some really interesting options to call out.
To make this comeback so far, been really respectful in terms of the pressure, but they do have to find their way out of here. Can't pay all the rent right here in the East Coast anymore.
Gets the punish on him, ball. Opts to go ahead and stock up rather than go for anything else. Catches the mash out, gets the hit.
Finds a lucky
into
hit.
Stinger. Has 50 meter, has to be really careful though. Both players are really kind of in a situation where a single hit, there it is, single EX ball is going to kill. Xerom going up round 1. Sorry, going up game.
Maybe SSK thinking him over. I can see Xerom getting that quick swig of water.
I think what's going on is Xerom timed it to where it would be the startup frames of the fireball. First fireball does start a little bit slow and isn't like fully active until a certain point on screen, so Xerom managed to bust it. But going for the round start, SSK very comfortable using the far L to just call out some of the demon flip options. Not really willing to interact or try to mess around with 2H or DP. Just quick, simple button press, get out of there. Now goes for the rush. Xerom ready for it. Goes for the neutral jump, gets it, and punishes. Now back to mid-screen. And this is what we see here. Xerom will get the knockdown, go for the throw Oki, and really kind of make a guess.
Challenge. Oh, but the patience! Great for SSK.
That's against the parry, gets the punish. Unfortunately, isn't able to follow it up. Xerom mashes out. SSK goes for the DP, and Xerom hits the Chicago punish with the air throw.
Whoa, that must have been an accident. Go for the throw instead of like DP.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of an input error there, but kind of worked out in SSK's favor. Xerom wasn't far enough in for the overhead follow-up would hit, but basically kind of reset to neutral.
Keep going with fireballs.
Now, SSK has the range, playing the keep-out game. This boy trying to show everyone he came from Street Fighter V. Gets the hit. Your rush. DP.
I do like that it was meterless, and because of the charge, they were able to make all the hits connect.
It gets the hit. This is what we're seeing right now. Xerom really using Charlotta's floaty jump and just trying to get pressure in. Gets to throw SSKs in a guess for game situation. That's it. Xerom taking the game over SSK. My heart's a little bit broken, but SSK going to loser's side, not necessarily down. Because he made winner's side, guaranteed for 5th, but has a really rough situation in front of him. We'll play the winner of Nekotech and SenpaiSpyder, so the Metera Gauntlet regardless. That is not Percy's favorite matchup.
Could also be Metera versus was it Anre?
Yeah.
Have seen Senpai like kind of actively using Anre as much as they can.
Yeah, he likes to jump to Anre from time to time. I think it's for like specific matchups.
I mean, I can also understand not wanting to do the mirror.
Although Senpai's been playing the mirror recently. I feel like it depends on the Metera. Like it literally depends on who they're playing, on whether or not Senpai will play the mirror.
Looking at this now too, we have obviously we're in top 8. We've seen the loser bracket filled out. So now, we talked about it earlier. What is the path to get the classic? SenpaiSpyder will have to run it all the way to at least losers finals for that to potentially happen, and that's if Xerom loses to Axenstar.
Yeah, it's possible though. I can't remember the last time we haven't seen the two of them play in a bracket, to be honest. Like, I think Vira popped in chat and he's like, wait, Senpai and Xerom aren't playing? It's true. It's one of the absolute truths of our brackets. So, if I was a betting man, I would say Senpai makes it.
Alright, but next up, we are actually
Prada
got
and Odd Toaster.
Yep. Ew. Okay. It's always fun to remember like who came from the beginner brackets. So, you know, Prada coming from that as of course, being very consistent, I would say, in reaching the top 8s, and you know, Odd Toaster being the new blood in the mix of things.
Vaseraga versus Cagliostro.
Okay, Cag and what's the name escaping me? Vaseraga. Vaseraga definitely has plenty of ways to blaze through the mines, the traps. But we'll see how Odd Toaster will fare against Prada's more active playstyle with Cagliostro. I remember also telling them that since they seem to really benefit off of like certain mix-ups utilizing the traps, they definitely got like some sneaky shit in their pocket. They've definitely taken that to strive, and you know, seeing what other options they could go for to really mix their options and their opponent. Some of a patient start so far. Odd Toaster trying to find their best way to stay away from those air traps. Good recognition of seeing the spears come out.
And one thing we kind of have to recognize about this matchup too is Odd Toaster, PNW, has access to the best CAG player in North America. So,
Zomba move.
I don't think it would be too much of a hesitation to say that like he's seen this fight before. I'm curious to see like what the callouts are, but it doesn't matter. Prada buffering that far in, gets the hit, goes for the overhead, now has the corner mix. And this is the thing we like to really. This is the place that Prada feels most willing to like.
I think they could have gone for the kill had they like shot the pebble or maybe hit the other auto combo, but I mean either way, Rush securing the win.
Unfortunately, it doesn't hit, but still, Prada manages to clutch it out. Gets the first game.
Too heavy.
Gets the 2H, goes for the side swap. Now has the corner, and this is a bad place for Rochester. Has to guess correctly against a couple options, and Cagliostro does have like some really funny stuff, like a couple of fuzzy setups with different options to control the corner very well. And this is where we saw it. Goes for the air trap, gets it set up. Unfortunately, Toaster able to bust out, but Prada still in the lead.
The tackle
has Soul Forge. It's a bad place to a wrong hit. Yeah, gets the hit. Oh, unfortunately, thought he Looks like he wanted to either go for Meteor Rush or there was a little bit of a drop, but... And that's so unfortunate too. Toaster didn't build the meter he needed, so doesn't have the confirm there, but gets the hit.
And no EX scoop, that would have secured the round! Okay, but Prada gonna steal that for themselves. Straight robbery, gonna be one up here.
Oh, and that's so nasty too. Prada, like, we've seen him use the throw a whole lot, and then immediately right there, just kind of shimmy stepped his way in and went for the universal overhead to get the 2 counter hit.
Set the distance while also making sure that Toaster doesn't find any opportunity to 5U. Does find it, however, from the air reset.
And now, Toaster finally starting to find his feet, gets the command throw. But this is the thing I was talking about with Prada earlier. He really likes his side switch setups. There's a lot of really funny stuff, especially like if you've got Trap on top of you and a couple of different options, like he's either coming high or he's coming behind you. You better be ready for it.
One more catch here, so that way they can secure the round. Trap is right behind.
Uses rush to uses rush for the push directly into it. Has to put in the setup. Uses the throw and then immediately sets up the tackle. Sorry, uses the tackle and sets up the rush.
Right on set point here.
Yeah, calls out the trap set, hits it with the throw. Prada immediately uses the EX teleport to kind of bust out there. Now, Toaster has to be careful. This is a bad position to be in, and now Prada has the corner, gets the knockdown, sets the trap, goes for the throw again. This is what we saw earlier. Like, this is what won Prada that first game, is setting up that throw loop, setting up that throw pressure, and then eventually getting the universal overhead for like a billion damage.
A nice dodge, but they are still stuck in this corner here. Not an optimal combo, but finding the command grab here.
Unfortunately, I don't think he had the cooldown to really convert off that the way he did, but it doesn't matter. Puts Prada in the guessing situation with EX Stomp, and Prada guesses wrong. Toaster finally showing sides of life here. Catches the mash out, gets the hit into EX Stomp, gets the knockdown, goes for the fake side swap. Steps out, wants to avoid the pressure, realizes that Prada's going for the tackle, or sorry, for the teleport, and immediately calls it out, gets the hit. What's the guess? Goes for the command throw.
Screw whoop again.
And still has that command throw after that, too, because, like, command throw from EX Stomp isn't technically considered part of that, so... uses a throw. I think it's a really good option to kind of call out the Stomp. I think he was looking for a straight hitbox and unfortunately didn't find it. But still managed to armor through that, bust through the universal overhead. The next hit for Toaster is death, or is death for Prada, so has to be really careful. Calls it, catches the recovery frames of the teleport. Toaster, not one to be underestimated, tying it up.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I do see that Prada has a game plan, of course. I feel their issue sometimes is that they play too fast for their own good. Kind of like right there, had the right idea of trying to get the knockdown with the EX Spear, but just dropping it altogether.
Yeah, it was just like a couple of, like, the way Kag is too, especially like in net play, there's a couple of really funny stuff that can go wrong, especially with, like, some of her stuff is very spacing oriented, or you have to, like, set it up properly, but, you know, even then, like, we still see some really good defensive options and call outs from Prada.
Ooh, just try to jump out. You're home. You are East Coast, my brother.
Yeah, Toaster controlling the space here. Really good awareness, and like this is the place that Toaster wants to be. Like a single hit into this, death. Uses the throw, trying to close out the traps. Unfortunately, doesn't get it. Gets hit into the overdrive setup. Guess for game. Oh, so unfortunate. Toaster had to confirm. Unfortunately, didn't close it out. Didn't get the EX Stomp, but now has to play the guessing game, especially against Kag and OD. Any overcommitment is probably going to lead to an SSBA punish from Toaster, and there it is. Yeah, unfortunate.
That might have
now on set point.
That might have been the momentum buster for Toaster. Honestly, has been playing like real well.
Yeah, this is a really interesting place to be in, and now like we've seen small counter adjustments from Prada, and each time like just leading to set up that set play, goes for the funky setup, trap into the empty jump low, gets the hit. It's a bad position for Toaster to be in. Dangerous. Toaster has all the meter in the world, has to guess correctly in this setup though, or it's game over. Calls it out.
That's the right idea for the shimmy.
Calls it out. Gets the hit. Oh, unfortunately, gets hit by the teleport on the way down. Prada advances.
And nice reactions, being able to see the tackle and just having the quick, just a quick shot of going into the teleport. Just like, nope, I'm not gonna deal with this. No active frames for you. Here's the punish.
Unfortunately, this is kind of a rough. This is not the best situation that, or okay. So Prada played this really well. Clutched it out. Excellent job. The thing we have to look out for now, and the thing that's going to be really dangerous for his run going forward, is the fact that now he's going to have to play Diver, who we saw Diver at NA Finals. Phenomenal player. We saw him run it back-to-back against Zommu in this. Reset the bracket, went in. Like, this is not going to be an easy climb for Prada.
Before that, though. We have potentially the Metera mirror.
It's time to find out.
Versus Metera.
Senpai choosing to play it out. It's like you said before, like we've seen Senpai really kind of gravitate more towards playing this matchup rather than like switching to no. And the sets are a little bit closer than I think he'd like to see, but I think that's the reason he wants. Like Senpai's a very studious player. When things don't go wrong, he tries to figure out why. He immediately like tries to bring that into his toolkit. Like, how did I lose to this? What happened here? And that's part of the reason that he's as successful as he is.
Yeah.
Lab work, the amount of time that he is, just the fact that like my dude plays all day. Like every time like my guy is sitting in that lobby, he is fiending for sets, just big chilling waiting. So like in terms of playtime, he's probably got moves.
I do gotta say, I mean, obviously it's not being shown right here. Nekotech, kind of more known as the offensive Meteras that you will see in tournaments or even online. But I do think that Senpai so far has been playing very active and very offensively, kind of just like forcing their ground more so than playing what they're used to, and kind of just like, okay, I know I'm the zoner, so I'm just gonna be in a range where like you don't feel comfortable doing your game plan.
Nekotech going for a fake jump setup, gets called out. Senpai using the butterfly on the screen to really set up the overdrive pop. Now has a lot less to worry about catching a stray arrow or just getting chipped out by butterflies. But Nekotech calls it out, starts to poke. Oh, Senpai, unfortunately, manages to avoid death on that 2H, but has to be careful still. Gets the call out, unfortunately doesn't get the follow-up, goes for the 2L follow-up, or sorry, the 2U follow-up. Had that 623H hit, SenpaiSpyder would have taken that set.
There's 5 seconds. Senpai, 2, 1.
Oh, Senpai OD ran out. Could have tried to bust out with the SSB, unfortunately doesn't find it. Nekotech taking the first round.
I don't think at all he was looking at the clock.
Unfortunately, like it's just an unfortunate situation with Senpai, but now like things are starting. This is where things are going to start getting interesting because like Senpai makes really good decisions and is willing to kind of play the long game. We'll see like small adaptations or like being willing to call stuff out, but it doesn't matter. Gets hit by the OD on.
Oh, what a reaction!
Goes for the low shot, gets hit by the OD, lays down the 623 for plus frames, goes for the throw, and unfortunately, Nekotech's able to push out. Senpai goes for the jump. Nekotech uses the roll to get out. Now has the corner.
Oh no, had the right idea, just shot the gun a little too early.
And I think that's one of the things we're seeing in this set that, like, it's very small things that are going wrong for Senpai. Like, we see really good decisions, or we see, like, him make the correct decision, and it's just like a second or two off. Like, some minor things just don't go the way that he wants. But going the way he likes them to, gets the far L hit into the rush, into the corner. Now Nekotech has to guess right or die. Here's the situation. Senpai has meter, has resources, has everything he needs to close this round out. Just has to get the hit. Waiting to thread the, and that's it. Unfortunately, doesn't get the correct follow-up, doesn't thread the Nito. Now Nekotech busts out with the rush.
Overdrive, get off of me.
Yeah, we see the kind of bad 623H, unfortunately not hitting, but it doesn't matter. Senpai gets in, gets the far M, chips that out, tying it up.
Battle 3, engage.
I do gotta give credit. We've been seeing a lot from Senpai, again, paying attention to the icons from Nekotech. and going for a lot of reactionary TK arrow shots so that way they can take advantage.
That's one of the things we've seen. Like Nekotech will go for the 2H and then the 2 or 1H and then immediately go for the hop. And like even if it's blocked, it still kind of sets her up for a position where it's really hard to challenge her. So she's still perfect. But speaking of plus frames, man, Senpai laying down the law, puts Nekotech in the corner and just mauls her, taking that first game.
You'll be back on your feet in no time. Just keep that.
Nekotech maybe thinking about it. Yeah, maybe just thinking like, all right, what did I do wrong?
Take a quick breather after that. That set was explosive, especially after the first 2 that kind of went back and forth. So, especially like after that counter adaptation, you start seeing Senpai making better decisions. Like, give it a breather, let it hang out. Like, don't rush back in.
It might just be like Nekotech realizing like, oh, Senpai's kind of playing different tonight. Like, I actually have to be the active one this time. Look at this right here, like the light deficit. It's like 95% versus 10. Gonna activate the overdrive. No plus frames. Finds the throw.
Yeah, this is what we saw last time, like that previous round. Like Senpai just got the hit and mauled Nekotech for everything she was worth. And now, started off a little bit dire. Senpai on set point. My man saw that there is a Senpai and Xerom set that we have not gotten, and he is hungry for it.
Hold on, the universe needs me. I have to set things right.
If I don't make this bracket work, the future will be bad. Like, we're going to the wrong future. But Nekotech slowly trying to make that future a reality. Gets the meaty hit. Senpai kind of held him back. Now has to block corner pressure. No more butterflies on, but only has like a certain amount of meter. Has enough for like 1 rush or trying to build super, but now has it. Has a couple more options available to him, and now like slowly working his way through the bracket, or working the way through the mid range. Hopefully.
Just more plus frames. Could have honestly taken their turn, but I mean, looking at Nekotech's life, does not have to worry about going in.
And this is something where Nekotech it's correct to play the slow game. She wants to kind of keep Senpai out and like making small decisions where everything is like all the options that are available and the tools that she has. She just has to get like 1 or 2 straight hits, and not even 1 or 2 now. She needs 1, but doesn't have the meter. This is a bad situation to be in. Senpai gets the EX knockdown, puts the butterflies down, has meter, has OD. What's the mix?
All right, he's able to block everything so far. We have +3, finds the Abari out.
Yeah, hits the auto combo, busts out. Nekotech not going down without a fight.
Battle 3, engage.
That round, it felt like Senpai really got his momentum back. Nekotech played like a really strong defensive game and managed just to kind of like win by bit. But Senpai barely running it back. Unfortunately, isn't able to close it out. But now has that same corner position. He's starting to look a lot like a repeat of the end of the first game. But doesn't matter. Nekotech manages to mash out. Now both have butterflies on screen. Gets the knockdown into the unblockable.
Force plus frames, nice. Able to read the rush in. No, go for another one. Had the right idea.
Doesn't go for the back throw, baits the OD. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this is a tricky predicament to be in. Gets the hit, unfortunately doesn't get the pickup off of it. Doesn't matter. Gets the throw. SenpaiSpyder advancing 2-0 over Nekotech.
I want to see the DP clash again. I get it, because like the initial hit, or I guess I should say the initial arrow that comes from DP shot, it's like one singular hit first, and then it spreads into the 5 shots. It's just like really interesting to see that play out of like TK shot and DP shot being able to cancel each other out. Into the plus frames, gonna fake out with the jump L. Hello, I'm advancing.
Speaking of advancing. Oh, no, it didn't come up. Damn it. My transition, it was supposed to be seamless. You got chat, help us advance the Majorino to a top 4 payout. We're a little less than $15 away, like $14.54.
I like how all of us are so comfortable just to like do rudimentary math on screen. Like if it goes wrong, like we're not just gonna eat the biggest blow up of our lives.
Hardly, that would be the... Dude, no, my typo game is so much worse, and I found out in Twitch chat you can't like moderate your own comments.
Oh, dude, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
That
Like,
is unfortunate.
ass laid bare for all to see.
Yeah. But we are super close to top 4 payout. Yeah, like around $14.50 away. So if you have a second, please visit the link in chat. Do some of the sponsor quests. If you have some money burning a hole in your pocket, your Matcherino balance, consider making a direct donation. I know all the gamers would appreciate it. I would love to keep the minimum top 4 streak alive with Granblue that we've had since the year started. Yeah, just...
Y'all really gonna let us sink, or are you gonna make us swim?
Yeah, just do it.
That's the question.
Remember that one
Like-
guy that you're gonna get a birthday gift for, and like they upset you? Don't give him that birthday gift. Just put the $14 in the Matcherino.
And like,
True.
when you all feel the guilt of not getting us to top 4 payout, I have none. You saw what I did. I hate you, Linux. Get wrecked.
Versus Cagliostro.
But now, Daibaa bringing out the Uno. And this is the character we saw him play fairly consistently throughout most of the NA regional finals.
Believe in victory.
And it's a character that he is very confident in. Like, he likes his character, and the way that he plays his character is fairly unique. We saw SenpaiSpyder a little bit earlier, but Daibaa is a different animal.
Oh, the mix, but ready with the parry.
Uses the regular parry, setting up for plus frames, gets the frame trap. Now Prada in the corner.
Denying the traps as well from that situation.
Having the corner control, has to be really careful with the... No, now he doesn't. Gets the far H hit.
Okay. Oh no, but we are still in a neutral position, so we keep the OD, but we are not going to survive with it.
Gets the hit and the knockdown. Diver taking a quick first game. And so, to shout out Prada, using the OD to bust out of Beat Driver right there was a really smart way and did kind of break up the pressure, but unfortunately, like, Diver was ready for it.
Going for the +1, we find the throw in.
And this is what Prada wants. Like, we're seeing it right now, and I think like Diver's kind of realized it, but Prada's really desperate to kind of get set up and like get his mix-up going, traps and everything, and Diver's just kind of keeping a range and like at like a specific position where Prada's not able to get that. But goes for the parry. Unfortunately, doesn't auto-correct. Now in the corner.
They threw
Blocks the setup. The latest OD hit on that. Unfortunately, goes for the anti-air on that, doesn't get it, but doesn't matter. Punishes the teleport with far H. Diver taking a quick game 1.
Yeah, honestly, I would say go back to character select and just think it. Like, don't even go for another character back. Just maybe think about it, because
This is one of those things where I think that, you know, we've seen Prada use Katalina a lot. That is not the answer here.
I was gonna say, and I know that Prada has a lot of other characters that they do work on here from there. I think the answers that Daibaa has been showcasing, however, either you have to find a character that is going to make this work, or you have to play a little bit more patiently, because obviously Daibaa has the answers, and you cannot.
And there it is.
All right,
Prada out here trying to prove us wrong. I think they wouldn't pick this if they didn't feel confident, or at least if they didn't feel like they had their back to the wall.
True.
But this is a bad matchup for Katalina, and like Uno is really good against most of the Shotos. I think Gran does pretty well against him, but this is not the matchup.
Also very true. Oh god, that was scary.
Yeah, gets the clash into the roly-poly, gets the knockdown. Now Diver just swinging.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Doesn't go for the super cash out, but still finds the hit in a really good place for Diver to be. But
And just the checkouts.
Prada trying to go for the walk up strike throw mix. Unfortunately, Diver's ready for it. Busts out with the jab and then closes the round out. Diver on set point.
Oh, just far heavy. I feel like Prada's not respecting it enough. Okay, find the DP in between from Beak Driver. For the punish.
Yeah, gets the hit. Prada catches the backdash, now gets the hit. This is going to be a grip of damage, but drops the confirm. Diver, time to capitalize. This is not what Prada wanted.
It's not a whole lot if you look at life, but yeah. Dodging? No?
Ooh.
Gotta go for the auto combo.
Really good call out on that. I really like the reaction from there for Prada, but it's over. Diver gets the cross up into the 2L, 2L, far L, SSBA punish. Taking a quick 2-0 over Prada.
I mean, I can kind of understand it if you were thinking the matchup as Cag, just like, okay, realistically, Uno just has to press like heavy. If you go for the air teleport, his close heavy covers that, and if you go for ground teleport, clearly far heavy covered that. So Cag might not be the answer, Prada felt. As everyone can think, yeah, the cat wasn't it, but I respect Prada for believing in the cat, because he has been putting in the work with that character.
He has put a lot of work into Cag.
And I mean, the thing about that is like
Cat rather.
Diver is a really bad pull for Prada, because here's the thing, like, he's very confident in his Katalina, but if he didn't win that with Cag, like, his back was against the wall, and I respect him for going out swinging, but like, unfortunately, that's just not the pick you want to fight on.
I still respect that, honestly.
Oh, let's go. We got a donation.
Hey.
We did. Thank you, Jerbear.
Thank you, Jerbear.
And Rotary Lover as well. For the 420.
Nice.
Now,
I need one of you.
69 cents.
Yeah, I was about to say, I need one of you meme lords to put 69.69, and it ain't gonna be me, because like
You have bills to pay.
I'm a few days away from payday, so like your local day them's generosity is run dry.
Alright, SSK and SenpaiSpyder.
SSK
I believe in SSK.
Yeah, SSK drawing a bit of a bad card here. We mentioned it earlier. Metera is not a particularly fun matchup for Percy. And now it's just, we have to see just how far SSK's training has brought him. And, like, we've seen him make massive upsets tonight. Beat MBK in winner's side. Managed to run his way all the way up to lose to Xerom, but still fighting his way out of losers.
The rough thing that has to just be on top of is the RPS that Metera is easily able to make in any matchup.
And the other side of that too is like one of the things that like Rush has fixed this a little bit, but one of the reasons this matchup used to be as rough as it was is that Percy needs stocks to really be effective, and Metera's screen control and her buttons make it really hard for him to get those without taking heroic damage or getting stuffed in the attempt.
And we have seen plenty of that right now. Yeah, just an immediate 7 golden letters.
Yeah, unfortunately, from what it looks like, Senpai has already gone ahead and put up the zoning game, and at this point, SSK needs to slow this down. I understand that you want to get in there and swing on the Vira, but you're just playing right against Senpai's trap, and this is one of the things that's like super unfortunate. Like, we saw SSK go for the overhead 2 times. Senpai was ready for it, and this is going to be a test. Like, MBK played well against MBK, played well against Xerom. Unfortunately, just gonna have to like bring it out. Like, have to like step into that next gear, and Senpai will not give you a chance. We've seen it both these sets. Very quick life lead. Gets the counter hit. Yeah, gets the counter hit.
Still see an upset. A little bit rougher now. A little bit rougher.
SSK just needs one good hit to close this out, but has to navigate from Senpai, and unfortunately misjudges the range when rolling through the butterflies. Gets hit on the way back, and SenpaiSpyder are taking a quick game 1.
You're not my type, though.
If I'm SSK, take a minute, take a breather.
Yeah,
those first games are rough. You made a bad decision and you made a bad call. Like, it's fixable. You still have a game to play. You still have 2 games potentially to play. Like, don't rush into this.
Battle 1. Engage.
Also, shout outs to Home Depot Temkin for the follow. One of the Chicago locals. Very thankful to see you.
Hi, Home Depot Temkin. I enjoy your Twitter content.
But that's besides.
Yeah.
But SSK trying to take it a little bit slow now, and now at this point, like, playing slower and having to kind of work his way in. I think it's just it's one of those things he doesn't feel comfortable. We've seen SSK really work and use those single hit confirms to get in. But the thing about Metera is like her 2M and her far M make it really hard for him to kind of swing like those far H and the far M because they do move him forward a little bit. And they are on the slower side, whereas her hitboxes do have a little bit of a disjoint, and like they're very easy to kind of poke out with. And especially, it's just I think when you look at the set and you look at what's going on, I think SSK like the zoning and just not being able to properly approach. We're seeing a little bit of frustrated play from SSK.
Yeah. It's not even that, like, to add to that, I would say, like, the medium buttons from Metera are just, like, super active as they go out. But also, like, far L being, like, a real contender that just says to the Percival, don't even try to dash in. And, I mean, still gotta remember that far heavy is a thing, and unfortunately, SSK is not even gonna get a round in, and that's gonna be a quick 2-0 for SenpaiSpyder.
Unfortunately, a great run cut short, but we saw so many moments of greatness there from SSK to the point that just absolutely playing well. Really happy to see him back and doing well. It warms the heart. I love watching my kids eat good. I had, you know, like, didn't get to see both Umbi and SSK in top 8 tonight, but always happy to see one or two.
As long as one of the kids succeed. That sounds so bad.
Listen, man, I'm old, and I ain't got that much time left on the clock for this. Like, you gotta, like, this is like all. Let's not talk about that. But like, this is like that's the moment where like SSK he saw the point, the All Might point, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do some rad shit, brother."
All right, I think this was last week's winners finals as well. Axenstar? Let me check.
It's feeling a
No,
little...
it wasn't. It was Axe and MBK. That's right. SenpaiSpyder. Yeah, okay. I see. We had SenpaiSpyder in semis, in loser semis, and then MBK made the reset, and then, or no, how did that?
So
Yo,
I'm gonna keep it a
weird.
buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I think this winners finals match is gonna be a banger, but my eyes are on the loser side because like the story about it is insane. So on the loser side, Daibaa, SenpaiSpyder. Daibaa sent SenpaiSpyder to losers and has been playing out of his mind tonight. SenpaiSpyder has a long way to climb if he wants to make him versus Xerom happen.
The reverse 2-1, possibly?
Who knows? Like, SenpaiSpyder definitely has it in him. Like, phenomenal player, just absolutely showing, like, I think Senpai is really, like, one of the things that this game was meant, a player that this game was meant to highlight. Uses the easy inputs, uses all these options, is like, using the system mechanics to their absolute limits. Like, he is the kind of player that this game's easy-to-use systems and, like, learning curve were built to foster, and he's a success story for it, and it's great to see. But enough about that. We have Xerom versus Axenstar, and Xerom taking an extremely explosive lead. Most people call out on the jump out, and these two are swinging. And I think the way Xerom's playing is kind of how he's going to need to mitigate this, because at this point, like, he cannot let Axenstar.
He's mixing up the options.
Yeah, like he is. We're seeing like a lot of different things kind of come out very quick and very early, and it's clear that like Xerom has been playing this matchup for God knows how long. Has been playing it in these brackets week in and week out for how long, and now taking a quick game one off of Axenstar.
I know. He did the easy part, but now the hard part is doing that again.
Oh, absolutely. Xerom making it look easy, gets the hit early on. Axenstar goes for the jump out, using the floaty jump out. We've seen him get really good success off that this week. And lays the butterflies down, gets the setup. Now Xerom has to block, correct. Gets the cross-up DP. I think both of them had like a second of like, wait, what happened? But Axenstar still gets the punish.
I mean, I do like the idea of trying to DP out and like reacting to the DP shot from Metera. Okay, going from east to west. And setting up Presidents, trying to set the prison up as well, making sure that they have enough space to recognize any of the jump-ins, just like that situation there.
Yeah, we're seeing some really good counterplay from Axenstar starting to come to life, but Xerom, not one to be outdone, gets the knockdown into the hit, now has the corner, gets the crouch confirm set up and immediately puts Axenstar in the corner. And this is a good place to be in too. Doesn't have ball on deck, but has 214H, has Demon Flip, has DP.
Oh my
but doesn't matter. Xerom taking a quick hit, getting the perfect. Every single time that Xerom has just gotten to play and has gotten in early, Axenstar has not been allowed to play. And I think like this is the strategy that Xerom's trying to foster. Like, he wants to get that hit, he wants to call out. He's waiting for Axenstar to make like a small mistake or make something predictable and then just blow it up and run.
Hey.
Out in the corner, has to be really careful. Has both butterflies on him, gets hit by the double overhead. That time, single overhead into the hit. This is dead.
Just
I was wrong.
reset.
Yeah, unfortunately at that point, Xerom was just checkmated. Had both butterflies on top of him. RH came out. It was just unfortunate.
I can start saying, you got a perfect? I do too. Everyone gets one.
Yeah, I was gonna say the DP would have lost. The OD would have lost. Can't rush against Metera because she has buttons that count as projectiles. So they just win. Like just really good kind of like situational posturing and like posing for everyone.
I want to give a shout out, however, for Axenstar utilizing the far L just to limit any grounded approach that Xerom's trying to opt for.
He goes for the DP. And that's it. Oh no. That combo limit is throwing me off every time, man. Xerom using the raw rush, gets the bait. Axenstar goes to backshift out. Unfortunately, Xerom's setup doesn't hit in time, and Axenstar busts out with far.
Oh no, committing for the slide. I was about to say, I do want to see Axenstar being ready for the far ends if Xerom tries to opt for air approaches, seeing that Axenstar's ready with the far L's. What turns with the too heavy? Exactly.
That's the thing, like, we saw that very explosive first game from Xerom, but now Axenstar starting the counter adaptations and just not letting Xerom get the game started. Like, we saw how effective it was, and now just absolutely getting run over.
I bet this does give us an opportunity to activate Overdrive, alright, but also to hopefully get a hit in.
One of the things, like, Axen uses that, like that floaty jump, just falling jump L to such good use in these sets. Like, has used it to escape and uses a cross-up, has used it as like a neutral jump option, just very, like, it's a strong tool and Axen is very much willing to get it, but it doesn't matter. Senpai getting the jump hit into the auto combo into the SSBA, closing the round out, tying it up.
Battle 3, engage.
With a 5U.
This is an interesting situation because we've seen Xerom use that 2-2H into the overhead to get a lot of things started. Gets the crouch confirmed into the corner. Has a lot of cooldowns on stuff, but
he was ready.
Smells blood on the call out, goes for the run in. Unfortunately, gets poked out of it. Now has to block a little bit. Has to be careful too. Axen has a lot of resources, and a wrong hit could go just a wrong hit could go not.
Oh no, that's a punish.
Yeah, that's it. That's dead. He's gonna get the hit into SBA. Doesn't even need the SSBA. Xerom, small lapse and judgment spiraled, and that's the power of this character, especially with OD on her. She is explosive, she is incredibly, like, when she has all the meters and she has the stuff to make things happen, it is over in an instant if you're wrong.
Oh no, you are dead. We have enough Blanca Ball, exactly, the 7 golden letters.
And this is the thing that we've seen, both these players are just doing, like, nasty like fake jump setups and calling out for the cross-ups, and it's had so much. But the other side of that too is we're just seeing people trade perfects, like absolutely phenomenal play. Xerom gets the hit with the EX ball, now has the corner into the EX hand slap. Doesn't have anything to follow up for it, but uses the plus range to go for the throw. Calls out the rush, and now that's dead. Xerom brings it up 2-2, not going quietly into the night.
That looked a little too convincing.
Believe in victory. Battle.
Almost like Axenstar just had his controller on the floor and didn't know what to go for.
A little bit, yeah. I'm sorry, the script is not going the way we need it to.
Finds the way out of the butterfly, does not care. Butterfly pop.
Gets hit by the world's deepest 1H. That was insane, but gets the ball to bust out. Both players have meter, so Xerom has to be really careful with his pressure and how he's layering everything because Axenstar has the ability to bust out and get a lot started, but gets the counter hit EX ball into the dash up 2U.
From the mix move, but we get the dodge.
Ah, dodges it. That's it. Xerom going on to set point.
Battle 2. Engage.
Yeah, playing really convincing.
It's like we said, Xerom, like, these two have both just been trading perfects, and like, both, like, it has been back and forth between these players. Now, playing the long game, Xerom willing to kind of wait out the arrows, and Charlotta's a little bit privileged because, like, one, she's small, so she has, like, a little bit more maneuverability against the arrows, and two, just really good movement options, especially in terms of, like, the X ball and demon flip to kind of get through and change the pace. Plus, she has the forward on block, or the forward advancing 2U that she can cancel into 236, or sorry, 214H for best frames. So a couple of different options. Xerom just having to like lead the side like this one. And Axen is like switched to the zoning, has the life lead, and is now willing to press that as far as he can.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the checks as well as you're seeing the far lights just kind of expecting Blanca ball, expecting like run-ups just to be ready to stop Xerom.
Oh, goes for the run-up 214H. Unfortunately, Axenstar breaks before it, gets the punish, and now tying it up. Last game, last round.
Battle 3. Engage.
Not ready. Had the right call, just a little too late on the 1H.
And now this is what we've seen every time. Xerom has the corner. Axenstar goes to spot dodge the overhead, but Xerom goes for the same tactic using the falling jump L. That's it. The hit goes it out. Senpai now in winners finals, or sorry, grand finals on the winners side.
Xerom.
Shit. Oh, man,
I mean,
listen,
we could potentially see Senpai in grand finals. Just
I'm
not
having-
on the winner side.
I heard like 5 Meteras. Like, let me cook.
Look, y'all got bows, y'all got ears, y'all float.
So that's what we saw there. Like, the big thing you saw in this set is there was like a lot of very explosive back and forth. We'd see like little bits of play, like small exchanges, but like when the main one hit, it was a runaway train every single time.
Yeah.
And now, oh god,
Who is Daibaa going to play? Probably 6?
Against
Metera? Yeah.
Maybe Anre?
I'm curious to see.
Well, Senpai has an Anre as well, so I feel like
We saw 6 in the first set.
we did.
Yeah.
So I can see Diver going for like the same hit, but maybe switching to the Uno to call out the mirror match. I'm not 100%
So this
sure.
is a run back?
Yeah.
I think Daibaa sent Senpai to losers 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah.
So this
And
is a run back.
One thing I'd like to say before we move forward, this is going to be our last 2 or 3 set out of the night. Moving forward, we're going to be going into losers finals, which is a 3 out of 5 set, and then after that we enter our grand finals set. For those of you who have never seen, who are new, the way the grand finals set works is that the winner only has to win 1 3 out of 5 set to win the tournament. The loser has to win 2. 1 to put the winner into losers, and the second to eliminate them. So we've seen like a first to 2 versus a first to 3 can have a lot of different things. We saw how explosive the back and forth between Senpai and Xerom and Axen were in that set. And now we are going to see Diver versus Senpai when Diver previously when there were a couple of things that just didn't go wrong in that set, but when Diver was on point, things went bad real quick, but doesn't matter. SenpaiSpyder going for the Metera.
Believe in victory.
Yeah,
Battle.
let's see the demon. I'm ready for this. Ready for the follow-up. I'm gonna get that nice extension thanks to the EX Butterflies. Gonna go straight to the west coast.
Senpai really wanting us to see this matchup, but has to be a little bit careful. Diver going a little bit harder than we saw last time, but you know, using a little bit more options, kind of dice rolling a little bit more. But this is game 1 round. Experiment a little bit, get a feel for your opponent. We've seen Daibaa make a really strong comeback, and especially like as the set goes on, he gets a lot stronger. You see a lot of his options change.
I mean, the wake up to you was very interesting. Kind of looking real unfazed right now, Diver. Into the air throw.
Really good awareness from Diver too. One of the things we see SenpaiSpyder use a lot is using Metera's 5U, 2U, or sorry, 5U, 4U, and like general air movement to kind of work out of the corner. We see it a lot with Uno too. You'll see him super jump and then use the forward spear to get out. But Diver, maintaining the corner, willing to look for it and catches it with the air throw. Now has Senpai immediately back in the corner and goes for the 2-8H. But Senpai, Metera can use for you to call that out and specifically counter it. So in that instance, like we've seen him do it a couple of times, and either he gets the clash or he gets the hit, and both technically go in his favor depending on how the situation hits or how deep.
Bam. DP.
Calls it out. Goes for the easy input, doesn't get the follow-up. SenpaiSpyder goes for it again, closes out the first game quickness.
Just wake up a universal overhead. Alright.
Believe in victory.
I knew you were gonna come up and throw me.
I respect it, like especially after that universal overhead, and you think that he wants to go ahead and do the get the throw just to kind of close it out. Like I completely understand why you would maybe go, I'm going to do universal overhead because I think it would be funny and it would counter hit and I would win. But Diver using the meter to get the hard knockdown or get the soft knockdown in the corner, which doesn't give Senpai a lot of options to really bust out of it, and now running the pressure game. Diver just willing to work through it. Goes for the 2-8H for the throw bait and gets the 2M to the counter hit. Excellent awareness and really good bait from Diver.
Now it looks like Senpai is kind of opting back to their old style, but Diver's ready for the hop.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think makes a really strong player, and two, something that Senpai is really good at, is being able to tempo shift on the dot. Senpai will lure you kind of in with like the zoning and make you feel like he's playing this slow game, he's trying to build meter, and then he jumps at you and just starts swinging. And now, like, we're seeing a little bit back, and getting the hits, goes for the setup. Unfortunately, the way that setup works is Universal Overhead pulls her hurt box in a way that makes it really hard for that parry to hit. So it's a really good call out on that option, especially if you're trying to bait it. And she does have a couple of different setups with Butterfly that let her kind of play against, but doesn't matter. Diver, knowing the rush is coming, goes back, reacts to the flash with the universal overhead, and calls it out.
I was about to say, like, did Diver, like, was he spaced out, or did he just read it with the spot dodge?
No, so that's actually a setup. What you can do,
right?
yeah, when you do back rush, or when you do the 4U after the 236X, 6X, your back rush recover, or your back dash recovers in time to where you can react to something like rush, or you can, depending on the character, you have a couple different options. You can react with parry, you can react with a couple of different options, you can react with spot dodge, like we saw there. Daibaa starting to key in a lot on SenpaiSpyder's meter usage habits, and now Senpai in a really bad position. Relies a lot on the meter really to kind of like not respect offense, and it doesn't matter. Gets the counter hit into the button, into the SBA. Diver going up to set point.
Battle 2, engage.
Okay, we were ready for the 5U.
Calls out the second far L, gets the hit, and now this is back in the corner where Diver wants to be. Has the lockdown, one of the things I'm seeing from Diver that I really like, we see the close L, close M, 2M into Rekka, which gives him a lot of options, especially lets him keep a safe spacing. That way, if he tries to back out or he does go to an option, he's safe and he has the ability to react to certain things like we saw him do early.
Oh, Escape trying to use the Vega Claw out. Yeah, has to go for the pop.
Gets the hit, goes for the charge 5 view. Senpai ready for it, gets the hit into the overdrive, or sorry, into the EXDP. Gets Senpai, or gets Diver in the corner. This is a bad position to be in. Tying it up. No, I was wrong. Yeah, Diver just has to block it out. Gets the 2U hit. Oh, gets hit. Doesn't have OD anymore in a bad situation.
So in, but the far M spaced out is trying to stop. Keep us, oh, actually, this is match point.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a situation where Diver just didn't get the right hit. Unfortunately, get hit, and it just didn't work out. But now, immediately starting off, gets a corner, but unfortunately gets matched out. One thing I really like from Diver is we've seen him get a lot of like mileage off of 36L into the 8X overhead for plus frames. And like, Senpai's always, like, if you go for 236X, 6X, and then into an 8 follow-up, Senpai is going to kill you for it every time. But we've seen Diver use the mental stack and use like the massive pressure he's put on Senpai throughout this to get away with those and maintain plus frames. And we saw it right there. Gets the hit into the corner, into the confirm, and closes it out. Diver's going up. Guys, it can't happen tonight. The future changed.
And we got no time capsules. We can't go back.
Yeah, this is actually like the first time in that I can remember in months. We broke the timeline.
So we got a new dynasty.
I was gonna say the future has changed, man.
Possible new dynasty on the way.
Like this is full. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I almost spoiled a big video game.
All right, so this is what, Axenstar Xerom? Or Axenstar Daibaa?
Yep.
Let's go. So we are back into first to 3 territory. I do want to shout out before we start losers finals that we still have a matcherino. We hit top 4 payout, but we do have other stretch goals. So if you happen to have any cash, just kind of like burning a hole in your matcherino balance, maybe you don't want to cash it out for whatever reason, consider making a donation. We're roughly halfway to top 6 payout, so a ways off, but you never know.
But unfortunately, I do not have $160 to boost this.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Friday is payday. Call me.
But you also gotta remember, April is the tax season month. We kind of.
I know I gotta do my taxes.
Yeah, we kind of need to check our numbers and dot our I's.
Oh man, imagine getting money back on your taxes.
I haven't gotten money back on my taxes in like 8 years.
Oh,
dude, the perks of being a freelancer.
Oh, dude, like I thought the married credits would really help, and like. But what is hurting? Daibaa automatically getting that charge 5U and just working through it.
Still locked down.
And we've seen this multiple times throughout the set, and especially like against Senpai. Like Daibaa is ready for the bust out. Has gone for the air throw a couple times. Unfortunately, got the back throw on that, which put Axenstar out of the corner, but still managed to maintain. And now has a substantial life lead. Has to play really careful. Uses the OD to call out the TK arrow. Now in a good position. Diver has the corner. Axenstar does the spot dodge a little bit too late. Gets counter hit. Daibaa closes it out with a close 5M.
I mean, Diver's still in the hot seat as well after coming from Senpai. Like, he's coming. If anything, it's just a slight adjustment for him to see, like, okay, this is Axenstar. They play this way. But like I said, they are on the road right now for grand finals.
Oh, and that was a really interesting situation. Using the jump U to avoid the 2H there was really smart, and especially the way everything came down. Diver hit in a way that still kept him tech, or still kept him plus. Goes for the meaty OD setup. Uses the EX dive kick to bait. Unfortunately, Axenstar goes for the back shift, so nothing really comes of it. And now we're back to mid screen.
Just finally skip out. Okay, disrespect the frames. Tries to play around the arrows.
And now, unfortunately, Daibaa getting clipped on the way down, gets hit by the EXDP. Axenstar putting a point on the board.
Battle 3, engage.
And I think, like, based off this is probably how these matchups are going to go, because we've seen, like, these sets with Daibaa are super explosive. And especially with Axenstar and his ability to just, like, turn the single confirm into not only a billion damage, but also a butterfly setup. Like, depending on how this is going to go, Daiba's going to have to really make his own actions.
But he wasn't too heavy, but no, drops a combo.
Gets the counter hit, and this is what I was talking about earlier when we were mentioning just how effective Metera Far 5 is against 6-2H. 2-8H is, we saw it there, saw it late clash and beat Diver, and now
Battle 1, engage.
to get the win, and now Axenstar taking the first game of the set.
It's in the far light, so no confirms for Diver.
Goes for the parry. Unfortunately, Axenstar waiting for it, gets the hit, and now Diver gonna have to work his way out of the corner. Has butterflies on top of him, and that's we saw it. Bait calls out the rush, gets the hit, and now executing plus frames. And this is one of the things that I think like really kind of quantifies how Axenstar plays his character. He is very comfortable doing the zoning and being able just to kind of make a life lead run. But when he decides he wants to swing, like his setups and his offense are so explosive. Gets the counter hit, unfortunately doesn't follow up on it. But gets the follow-up hit here. And with the EX claw.
They do have super, but they won't even need it.
I really like the routing on that. Didn't go for the 8H, or sorry, the 8H on that one, so that he could get the close H and avoid combo, like the combo limit. Because when 6 starts his routing from 214H, it does put a lot of combo variation on it, and then you add rush in there as well, which can also stack on it. So that's really strong awareness from Daibaa.
1-1, fly me to the moon, baby.
Diver tying it up. That was a quick second game, too.
Believe in victory. Battle 1, engage.
I don't see anything wrong with Clash. Just win the interaction.
This time, Diver getting the 2-8H into the counter, getting the counter hit 2-8H into the 2M into the corner. Now has the corner pressure he wants. Axenstar has to hold this. 6 close L is like plus a billion. And the tick throw issues off of that make it really strong against characters like Metera.
I agree with this. It's simple. Go for the kill for the perfect as well.
Diver not wanting to, as I say, Diver not wanting to take it laying down, willing to fight his way out and scores the perfect. We've seen it both times. He immediately will go for that 2-8H. Even with the clash, is willing to rush out. And there we saw it again. The chat was mentioning it earlier, but using that specifically spaced super jump dive kick to bait the 2H and then immediately come down in a way that makes him still plus so he can assert his pressure.
Time that we get to keep Diver down. No JoJo puns. I mean, all JoJo references on UberCheesecake technically.
Yeah, and Diver, unfortunately, taking a really strong lead on that round, makes a couple of mistakes, and then has to play the Metera mix and just out of it. Axenstar tying this up. We are going back and forth on this set, regardless of how one-sided these can be. Gets the hit into the 2-1-4, goes for the corner route. Now has Axen in the corner, so excellent position to be in. What's the bit? Leveraging strike throw as much as he can.
Too heavy? I have the right idea, just too fast with it.
And that's the unfortunate thing about 6-2H is like there's a very specific dead zone that it has that Metera is really good at exploiting. And there it is again. We've seen Daibaa really consistently use OD to catch TK shot. And now leverages the plus frames, gets the counter hit into the auto combo, closes it out. Daibaa going up 2-1.
Battle 1. Engage.
Now, immediately, one thing I think that's really interesting from Daibaa is we've seen that 2-8H at round start damn near every other round, and Axen really hasn't been able to counter it. We saw the clash, but we haven't seen like a proper call-out on her or proper damage. It hasn't worked. And now gets the hit, uses the light version of the claw, goes for the setup.
Daibaa has been I'm not Daibaa. Axenstar's been showing like the right reactionary call for the 2-8H. Just Daibaa ready with the right button to stop the pop out.
Daibaa going for the cheeky setup, allows Axenstar to mash out, but Daibaa pops OD, is ready to roll.
Plus frame. Just completely denying the butterflies, and he's in a comfortable position. Does not have to overextend.
Yeah, goes for the mash out on the 2-3 or on the 2-8H clash, and unfortunately, Axenstar goes ahead and lets the meter rip. Daibaa probably assuming that with all the callouts he's gotten on it, Axenstar not comfortable with doing, but mashed out, leverages the chip damage from normals from OD. Daibaa on match point. Now, Axenstar getting the hit early, willing to set up the plus frames, has the corner pressure and is laying down the butterfly. We're seeing like the high-low options, Axen throwing everything he has in the book to kind of retake this set. But every single time that we've seen Axen start out, get a good hit, and then Daibaa will get the hit and pick it back. It has been a runaway success for Daibaa. Uses the back shift, doesn't even want to deal with the pressure. Daibaa has been so good at using the 2-8H to really just in ranges where it's hard for Axen to call it out or hard to deal with it, and it's just it is insane.
What would also be insane is if Daibaa can find the comeback here. The drop from Axenstar. That's actually going to reach the hurt box of 2M. Wait a minute. Are you dead?
No. It's not enough. OD,
no,
yeah. Hit the combo. No, I think it hit the combo limit. I apologize, I have an emergency phone call. I will be right back.
Actually, the combo limit wasn't there. I have the other.
Yeah.
I have the stream on my side.
I think it just dropped.
Yeah.
Axen was ready though.
Still Six's opportunity to make the comeback here. They are on match point.
Oh, the clash!
Not ready for it.
Nice anti-air.
It might be going back to the same position that Axenstar was before.
Oh! Wait, that setup is godlike. That's so clean.
That's, you know what? I think even Daibaa was thinking like if I go for the switch out, the active frames of the explosion would actually catch me.
Yeah.
That's a I have to lab that scenario. Finding the jump in cross up.
Yeah, I mean, damn.
Nice.
Ooh, great anti-air.
Too floaty of a jump. Keep him in the corner. I agree.
She just straight up wins that clash, doesn't she?
Yeah, because the recovery from the Vega clash, you still have to go through it.
That's the thing I was talking about earlier in terms of like how that the RM with that, how everything kind of plays out in this set. If it's timed correctly, it either punishes or at worst can clash. It's very rare that you see instances where 2-8-8. Oh, Daibaa, unfortunately, doesn't get the right pickup on that. Bad situation. Now starting to use 2-8H, uses the wall clean kind of in a bad situation.
I don't know. Okay, found the right spacing.
I am very wrong.
Battle 2. Engage.
Daibaa on set point.
Nice getting away from the DP shot. Let's get some free plus frames. Trying to bait something from Axenstar. Keep it away from the explosions. Nice, too heavy. Not going to be able to reach an Axenstar. Aware of the spacing. Into the air, unblockable. We have to pick ourselves back up here. We are on match point. Axenstar still needs 2 rounds, but still we are close for grand finals here if we are Daibaa. Let's see if we can get that one good starter like we did in that last round. Almost! I don't know if we can get it a second time, can we? No, not exactly. And now both
starting to counter adapt. Going to last point. Obviously, this is a key game for this player, but Diver immediately kind of goes to the 2-8, to the 2-8-8. Now in the corners of that. This is where it actually wants to be. Has all the meter in the world to make this work. Now playing down the set. Baits the 2-8-8, gets the hit. Unfortunately, not a conversion off of it, but...
And look at this from Axen, just super comfortable with having the life lead. I'm not going to overcommit with anything. Don't want to be in any sort of risky spot. Yeah, using just the plus frames to gain space.
Getting knocked down, Diver unfortunately has to guess for game. In a bad situation, unfortunately was in chip out range, got hit by the arrow. Axenstar taking it on to run it back with Xerom.
And just like that, Daibaa's sick run unfortunately goes out, kind of in a fizzle. Great, honestly, just great rounds overall.
Excellent showing from Diver. Just absolutely great play tonight. Made a couple of small errors in that set that really cost him, but you can easily see where like a specific interaction change or like something slightly hits where that would have gone, where that set would have gone differently. And with that, I must unfortunately apologize. There is something that has
No
come up
worries,
that
go
I need
for
to
it.
step away for.
I got
and
you.
I will miss the grand finals. I want to thank everyone for the sets and everything today. It was a great tournament. I do apologize. Thank you.
No worries at all. I got you. It's you and me, Panda.
Let's go.
All right, who do we have? Axenstar and Xerom. We got the run back. Let me give them the okay to start. And we'll just jump straight into it. I'm not going to pull up the screen, but we do have a match arena still for this evening. If anyone wants to, you know, help sweeten the pot for these gamers this evening. We did hit the top 4 payout, but, you know, we had a sizable bracket. If anyone wants to help us get to top 6.
We can make it a clean 200, you know, why not?
That's a good goal. Grand finals.
Charlotta versus Metera.
So this was a very close set. It looked like a blowout initially. And then it ended up being 3-2.
I mean, this is kind of seeming like the expected winners finals whenever these two are signed up in a tourney.
It's becoming that way.
Yeah. Like, not to give me this comparison, but you know how like you would see in Marvel 3, just like, oh, Mordoom Strider for some Mordoom Virgil? Okay, I'm good.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
All right. Axenstar was like warming up towards the end, but I definitely do think taking 6 games off Xerom is not going to be an easy feat.
Yeah, I mean, both Daibaa and Xerom have showcased us the quick adaptations, especially Xerom with like really mixing their approach whenever they get their offense started. So even though Axen is on the hot seat, Xerom has gotten enough time to really like analyze what they have to do for Axen, even though, you know, he got the first round there. No anti-air. Special the pressure, still a lot more plus frames, +5 as well.
Yeah, nice use the back shift. I feel like we're gonna probably see a decent amount of backship in this matchup, just trying to run away from Charlotta. Oh, I thought that whip throw was gonna... For a split second, I thought we were gonna see a blow up.
We're gonna see what Axenstar's gonna go for. Maybe looking for the hop escapes. I like the right idea.
Yeah, I think Rush is safer. Xerom is definitely very well familiar with like Metera in general and punishing like those Zephyrs out of the corner. No way.
Oh, that's gonna blaze through the far light, but not for the kill. Okay. Yeah, as you said, I think the rushes are gonna help Axen kind of like go through whatever options that Xerom goes for. Because what is it? It stops Demon Flip. It stops I think it could stop like the medium slashes. It's more so the option of like if he goes for block the ball, it's kind of like an OS. Like okay, you're still on block zone, so you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
And just limit 5U. Let's go to the corner here, East Coast.
Yeah. Immediate wake up into the rush. Oh, stuff time and no combo. The grab.
They want the guaranteed damage here. I think, oh, maybe just wanted to see what Axenstar was going to go for. If they're going to waste a meter again, but no, actually no meter on their side. There it is, finding it with the far lights.
Game 1 Axenstar.
Believe in victory. Battle.
and they're running immediate for it. we know what we're expecting. Come on. That's kind of like bullying right there. Xerom expecting like a couple of butterfly pops and just 3 to 4 far lights. Yeah, bully back.
You
got
got
shoved into the corner. Yeah, you got shoved into the corner. Put his head in the toilet. To the overdrive, but the dodge. We're ready for it into the butterfly pop as well.
Battle 2. Engage.
Oh, wait, the parry caught from behind?
Omnidirectional, let's say.
Let's go. I'm here for it.
Says the Beelzebub. Burn again, but yeah, having the plus frames after the dodge.
Battle
I'm definitely needs this so that way they are not in. Hey, nice start with the medium ball. Don't know what to do next. That is going to be a great starter for Charlotta, but yeah. Oh, no escape for you. Here, I'm ready with it.
Yeah, Axen, kind of scary to kind of block Charlotta high sometimes. Because if you get hit with the command grab, you explode. Oh, nice! Confirm off the far M. Set the butterflies too.
And that's actually going to catch even if they go for the second hop. But no, Axen was ready. Had the second hop preemptively pressed, so that way they could punish with the jump L.
Damn, that was very heads up. I guess it was just aware of the fact that Xerom's been bullying in the second butterflies go on cooldown.
Possibly. Oh, that'd be a hard knockdown, nice. Alright, time to mix things up.
Oh, that was so meaty.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
I mean, Axenstar still has a hill to climb here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I guess not much of a hill so far. Look at the life deficit.
Now it's looking pretty even. Oh, you got got. Yeah.
No, the punish. I thought you were saying for 0. I'm like, no.
Oh, no. I meant Axenstar got. Nice anti-air.
Goes into the safe jump. We still have to go through like 2 mix-ups still.
There's one. Oh, blocks the second one.
That could have been 2. That would have been scary.
Yeah, that was scary as hell. Metera's corner pressure is, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Eno pressure a little bit when she gets the note going.
100%.
That
Yeah,
catches.
Be able to go through. But no clean hit.
Oh,
That's a good starter.
that's a phenomenal starter. Metera's melting right now. Into the
Eight.
throw. Can't take anything. This is super scary.
I don't know if like. I don't know if 2L into like fly out will also secure. Use the block the ball. Yeah, gonna fall right into the 2M.
Battle 3.
Damn, I feel like that interaction, if it had been a couple frames later, would have been completely different.
Wait, you saw that, right? Xerom was trying to go for the ambiguous cross-up jump M and just got anti-aired with 2M.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so high up, missing the extra damage, but that's fine.
Nice rush. I really like the way Axen's using rush just to like interrupt Xerom at the worst possible time. So Axen gonna reset the bracket 3-0.
Do we think things through, or do we just rush back in? Because, I mean, you got the 6 games to utilize for yourself.
Charlotta versus Metera.
Accent sweep? Nah. We need a new leader. We need a new dynasty.
Believe in victory. Battle.
Dude, that's what I was saying earlier. It's Axen's been cooking. Started joining online brackets again and has just been winning everything. One crossover.
Yeah, they said that crossover was like their first offline win also, right?
Yeah, they had a third place curse offline. So they got like third at Frosty Faustings and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
I don't know about Slashback, but I do know about Frosty Faustings for sure.
Battle 2. Engage.
Third at Summer Jam, yeah.
Yeah, setting up the prison. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, Kotlo. Gonna get the butterfly set again.
She just builds gear so fast.
Mm-hmm.
From projectiles, even the DP shot.
Yeah, you're right. Her meter gain is absurd.
It's crazy. You get a lot of meter gain, good chip, buffering. She's a good ass character.
Yeah. I mean, the new mechanics helped her out a ton. It was definitely a struggle before she had the back shift and the rush.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying
yeah.
It's what makes her good, because arguably, you don't have the fastest button in the game, and you don't have a DP, arguably.
I'm very excited to see what they give her in Rising, because I feel like the new mechanics they added here are kind of like little tastes of what's coming in Rising, and I have a feeling Metera's gonna cook.
I'm also curious what her dash attacks are gonna be. In the mid screen. I'm still with the life lead here. Gonna go straight into the overdrive. Understands that they don't have to rush in.
Oh wow, stuff Charlotta ball. The overhead, yeah, you get a full combo off of this. Cash out, you're dead.
Ouch. How funny would it be if that one arrow also popped the butterfly when the animation was done?
And you could continue the combo? That would be sick.
Yeah, just like, sweet! DP shot! Alright, finding the punish on that air shot. Flame trap here. I mean, it's all also adding up. Those are negative. We can try and challenge. Okay, there we go.
Axenstar's reactions to hit confirm those 4Ms. Oh no! No! Yeah,
Hold
just
on,
DP.
yeah.
Charlotta's gotta get out of there. Xerom, please! Oh my god!
Yeah, let me just build 15% meter from one EX shot, why not? But, oh, far heavy pushing Xerom out of that setup.
Yeah, but still. Axenstar on 5 straight games right now.
Believe in
I
victory.
think it's fair to say he can change his name to Axen Sweep at this point. Okay, 5U, we're finally utilizing it. Helped us a lot in winners finals. The reset. Man, Axen's just having a preemptive mindset of like being ready for the Blanca balls, but also being ready for Demon Flip.
Yeah, I feel like Axen's kind of honed in on when the most appealing times are for Charlotta to try and like Charlotta ball in, and has just like I mean we've seen him stuff how many Charlotta balls in that last game.
Ooh, maybe expect a slow. Damn, alright, we found a round.
Yeah, Xerom definitely needed that round. It was going to be a very, very rough going without it.
Setting things up appropriately. Do not block the ball in my face, says Axenstar. Let me push you to the corner.
Oh my god, that clip?
See? No true interactions from Metera. Didn't even, like, found the hit. Just had to finish the hit. Oh,
From
yeah.
downtown. That was justice. That was payback for the anti-air 2M earlier.
Man's is greedy.
Yo, I'd be a little bit greedy too if I was Axen at this point.
I'm right there.
You can taste it.
How dare you take my round? How do you...
Oh,
yeah,
this punishes. Yeah.
Just no clean hit, unfortunately. Plus frames from the overhead.
Can't quite kill here, but one more interaction.
Yeah, all Xerom has is ESTP right now. Finding the other skills. I mean, that's kind of the best bet you can do right now. You do have the life lead, 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. Oh, the sweep!
Ooh,
Xerom
the counter.
on the board.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Yeah, how dare you bring my streak? I was trying to get the streak here. Time to destroy you. Hold on. Ooh. Nicely spaced, however, so they were safe. Okay, I understand. Just trying to get the coverage.
Yeah, run up into the butterfly set.
Just rush right through.
Oh! Oh, I thought that reset caught.
Go for it again, I say. Strike. Now throw. Damn. Ah.
You called it, you called it. Unfortunately, Charlotta's arm's just a little too short.
Xerom back in this position where they don't have to heavily commit, but if they do get touched, it's gonna be hell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because Xerom doesn't have to commit, but Axen can just harass full screen and Chip is adding up.
The thing that he's doing very smartly, however, he's walking back and forth and slowly building the meter that he can define super, and kind of putting Axenstar in a lull into thinking like, okay, I can just keep doing this. With Axenstar not really looking at his meter, recognizes it now and is trying to play at a safe range when he doesn't get hit by Blanca Ball super.
Yeah, but I mean, this is scary. Like,
7, 6, 5.
Charlotta just has to get in once. Yeah, just hold one. Just block. Just block.
Yeah, this isn't Melty Blood. Sorry,
Yeah.
this is not Melty Blood.
Battle 2. Engage.
You wish you could stop the clock.
Yeah, that was a Melty Blood overdrive if I've seen one.
Nice 5U. Look at that already. 2%. Found the 2L, but didn't believe in it. Trying to stay closer to this range, but now you gotta deal with the butterfly pops.
Oh, doesn't block the last low. should have butterflies back up if Axel wants to set them. Oh, we juggle into the combo.
You can't build a meter?
What's the mix?
Opt for it.
Oh, that connects.
You sneaky son of a gun.
Oh my god.
Oh, you sneakier son of a gun.
I can't believe Axen, after all of that at the end, still just woke up to a 2L. I gotta rewatch that.
I hate you people.
Dude, I would have been scared as hell and blocking. I cannot believe Axen mashed there.
SSBA. He had SSBA.
Yeah.
Wait,
and mashed 2L. Yeah, look at this. 2L. Literally. Damn. Yo, let's go.
That hurts the soul.
Dude, that victory confirms my theory that Metera is a Guilty Gear character.
Yeah, 100%. I remember seeing her at Frosty's 3 years ago. I was like, oh, this is Eno.
Yo, let's go, though. Good stuff. Axenstar maintaining his streak. One last week, one this week.
The Axen Dynasty.
It's starting to look that way. It's starting to look that way. It was Zombamu for a while, and then Xerom and Senpai switched off for a bit. And now Axen's coming in strong.
The Axen soldiers.
I think the only person who's like gate kept Axen from winning has been Have a Nice Day.
Yeah, but I mean,
that was a set. That was a fun set.
Where are you? Have a nice day.
But yeah, thank you to everybody who came out to this. These are weekly, so the next one will be next week on Wednesday. What else? Next month, the beta is coming out. I was reading again, and it says online beta, so I don't think it's going to be offline, but I definitely do want to run a bracket for it. So, assuming that it overlaps with our normal like onlines on Wednesdays, I'm just gonna swap out our normal one with Rising. I think that would be a lot of fun. And if it doesn't overlap with like a Wednesday, then I'm just going to run it on another day, like Friday or something like that. So definitely keep your eyes open for that. Your eyes open. Sorry, it's I'm a little tired. Other stuff coming up. We have BlazBlue tomorrow. Ryder's going to run it here. On Sunday, we have Granblue Beginners, which will be a ton of fun. And next Monday, we have our last Melty bracket before LCQ. So if you've been following the tour there, definitely tune in. It'll be a lot of fun. At the end of the month, on the 29th, we have WASD Live number 15. So we have our offline. We're going to have Granblue. We're going to have Uni. We're going to have Exerd, DNF, Lumina, and Strive. So tons of games. I definitely said a game twice. What game am I missing?
Exerd, DNF, Lumina, Strive, Granblue.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to have pretty much a game for everybody to play. Still at OS NYC, so down in Chinatown. If you're in the area, definitely come on out. It'll be a blast. We normally get pretty good turnout. And we have pot bonuses based on number of entries per games. So the more people enter, the bigger the pot. So if you can make it, please come out. It'll be a blast. And yeah, I think that's it from me. TSB is also this weekend on Friday. So
Damn
you
it.
can...
You took my line.
Well, you can tell them more about where it is.
It's going to be happening at Bushwick, which is at the Brookland venue. It's in a very nice area. You know, you don't have to worry about it at night. But it also has a eatery inside. Good selection of alcohol, but also great food in there. Great burgers, great fish tacos. A sizable space, and the games that will be there as well will be Exerd, Strive, and also by not popular demand, but we definitely have had people asking about it. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, since you know it's going to be at Evo, and you know we want to get ready for the future. What is being held in the future, I cannot say. Just know that we got stuff planned in the future.
Oh, well, you know what I can say is being held in the future? Crossover Arc 2024. I am not going to like play coy like I did last year. I'm going to advertise it from now. I'm throwing it again at the end of March. So mark your calendars. Right now, I'm looking at March 22nd through the 24th. I pretty much almost have a new venue set with like larger capacity. So yeah, just mark your calendars preemptively, and I hope to see you guys all there next year in 2024.
Get the plane tickets now while it's cheap.
Exactly. But on that note, that was my last shout out. I got nothing else. Let me see who's streaming. And sorry for the glitches at the start. I thought I had everything working, but you know, Windows Clean Install kind of does that. Oh, we're watching KOF. I'm sending everybody to watch some KOF. I hope we get PNW at Crossover.
You guys should. I thought I was gonna see Ruric this year, and he couldn't come.
He couldn't. I think we'll see Ruric next year. I think especially with, unfortunately, Climax not running, a lot of the French-bred gamers are gonna make it out next year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm also down. I helped some of the EU people. Like, we ran like a charity event to help them raise money to come out. I am down to help anybody run events and stuff if they want to try and like fundraise that way to like get a player or a couple of players to like come out to the event. I think that stuff is awesome, and like I love doing it.
And I mean, currently we are open to whatever side brackets someone has ideas for.
Yeah,
we do have a player suggesting Mega Man Battle Network, so we'll just have to see how that works out.
But yeah, if you have any ideas for stuff like that, please reach out. Like, just reach out. The earlier you reach out, the better. I've already started planning for next year because I'd rather be prepared. But on that note, I'm gonna send everybody over to TNS and probably catch you on Sunday or next week. See ya.